Hey everyone, OldSkoolPokemon here, back again with the Pokeflipz podcast, joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles, Dan. And today we've got PK and Ponga joining us. How are you guys all doing today?
Oh, Nick, they're not very special guests. You always say very special guests.
I don't know. I was rushing.
We have the Fanatics Live KetchumAllCollectibles team joined by some random guy we found somewhere in the internet world, OldSkoolPokemon. So today, the topic of discussion is us Fanatics guys. We are giving away $30,000 worth of stuff tomorrow. This stream, you are going to hear about that stream tomorrow a lot. I think Nick may or may not have something going on Pokemon Day as well. But yeah, PK, Ponga, how are our very special guests doing today? Are they ready for the festivities tomorrow?
You want to go ahead? I'll go. Yeah, I mean, ready. It's really exciting. I mean, I think it's a really cool opportunity that we get to do. Obviously, the giveaways are always so much fun, but then it's the first time the three of us have been on stream together, which our usual people that watch us every single night are going to be super excited about. So just excited to have a good time, and hopefully everything goes smoothly and we break the platform and we'll be good to go.
No, we're just Shillasaurus Rexing right now. I mean, we're going to have no Lyles on, Olympic gold medalist. We're going to have Sarah Cheney on for a little while. We're giving away $30,000 worth of stuff, which I don't know what the record is for the Fanatics Live platform for giveaways, but at least for Pokemon, I know we're shattering whatever the previous record probably was. The 30,000 almost sounds like a fake number. It's so big. Latios Alt-Art from Team Up. I know Golden sold one at what, like 8,500 for that Logan Paul auction. That's getting close to 10 grand. Team Up booster box and two Evolving Skies booster box. Moonbryon Alt-Art from Evolving Skies. Like that's pretty substantial for any giveaway. And it almost sounds crazy. Like it's borderline make-believe how much it is in comparison to how many viewers are going to be there. So
yeah,
Shillasaurus Rex is right now.
It's going to be nuts. It is like no purchase necessary. You don't have to buy an instant rip. The instant rips will be there. They'll be stocked to the brim. PSA 9 Shadowless Charizard. They'll be 100% EV. Spend $1,000 on average. It is like ripping a pack. You can win, you can lose, but on average, if you theoretically bought all of them, you will get per card ladder values. You will get like the advertised amount. So that will be there for your degenning pleasure if you desire. But click the follow and enter giveaway button, and that is inherently plus EV. You cannot lose money if you choose to not try for any of the IR stuff. So it's gonna be a good time.
So wait, who's the special guests that are coming?
So it's Noah Lyles, 8 times world champion sprinter. He does the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and then the 4x100 relay, as far as I understand. And he won gold. He won gold in Paris, I think it was. He won gold in one of the recent ones for the 100 meter. 3rd fastest man on the planet ever in the 100 meter, behind Usain Bolt, and then one other fellow that I can't remember his name. But he's the current fastest man on the planet, basically. So looking forward to ripping some Ascended Heroes with him. Shout out to
Mrs. into Pokemon, or is he just, did Fanatics just get him?
He's pretty big into anime, I guess. I know if you go on his wiki page, it mentions that he's brought like Yu-Gi-Oh cards before to some of his events.
Viral pulling out like a Blue Eyes White Dragon kind of card. So he went viral doing that.
We're gonna fix that. He has some event on Saturday. I kind of looked him up online a little bit. He has some event on Saturday. Hopefully, he's gonna pull a gold Dragonite, a gold Charizard with us tomorrow, and then hopefully he'll win the gold. He'll win whatever event he's doing on Saturday, and he'll pop out that bad boy that he just freshly pulled on Pokemon Day. So we need to fix that. His Wikipedia talks about Yu-Gi-Oh. We need to get Pokemon into his Wikipedia. That is our goal tomorrow.
And then who's the other one?
Sarah Cheney. So the voice of Ash.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So shout out to Mrs. Ponga. She put together these nice graphics. There's the Sarah Cheney one, and then we are going for gold with gold medalist Noah Lyles as well. So yeah, we're gonna try to pull a god pack. Gonna try to pull some gold cards, whatever we can manage.
Could you imagine if we actually pulled a god pack?
That would be wild. That would be wild.
How many have you, Nick? How many have you pulled?
Thrifty finally pulled our first one last night. And it was, or not last night, one of the nights this week. But it was like the worst god pack you could ever get. There was nothing good in there. Obviously, it was exciting to get a god pack, and the person who bought it definitely did well because the cards are expensive. But we didn't see any of the good cards that you'd want to see.
Yeah, so I pulled 3. Ponga pulled 1, so we pulled 4.
Man,
it's pretty good pull rates.
I just put in the comments. Apparently, I can't pin from within StreamYard, but I'm going to try to pin it. I just posted the direct stream link. Go in there, follow us on Fanatics Live, and add a. I think if you click a certain button, it will be like ringing the bell on YouTube. It will alert you in the app when we go live. So definitely ring the bell, all that good stuff. 30K.
Sign up early so you get your free referral codes and stuff. If you have any issues, you got plenty of time to reach out to Fanatic support, have them take care of all that shit for you. So
yeah, I'll post that too. There is a spend 25, get 25. There's a sign up link for that. So yeah. Again, that one you need to spend money to get the 25. But if you want to be there,
I will say, I'll be live tonight. So if you wanted to spend 25 and get your 25 for tomorrow, that's always possible as well. But obviously,
we've if we don't, I was gonna say we always have something for 25 in the buy it now. I think we almost always do. And if we don't, like if you just ask PK, ask Ponga, hey guys, I want to spend my 25 to get my 25. Send them a message in any live stream, and they will oblige.
Oh,
so are you just flying in tomorrow then, Ponga?
Yeah, it's I don't want to talk about it. I'm well, when I booked my flight, I had plenty of time, and then the time changed of the event. So I obviously booked originally. I booked the lowest level, right? Because I'm not going to change it, and then the one time I actually need to change it, I can't unless I basically triple the cost of the flight. So.
Oh God! Well, it'll be worth it once you're there.
Yeah,
I'm taking the train in. I'm leaving Utica Station, Amtrak Station at 8 a.m. I'm not getting there till 1:45 or 12:45, and then and the stream starts at 3. So there's a little bit of time. But,
okay.
Yeah, in hindsight, it's like, man, I probably should have went tonight. I probably should have stayed the night, been there for Pokemon Day. Actually, I saw Sarah Netachenny. He's going to be at that formerly Poke Court. They got burgled, and then they got yelled at by Pokemon. Like, hey, we know you just got robbed. We know you just got robbed at gunpoint. You can't use Poke Court. We don't like that you made national news as Poke Court, so now you're going to be Trainer Court. So Sarah Natachenny will be making an appearance earlier that day before our stream. I don't know the exact times, but I saw it on her story. She's going to be there doing autos, and apparently PSA will be on site as well, presumably taking things off site to authenticate her auto on anything you get her to sign. But yeah, Julia mentions Pokemon was brutal.
Such an old man move to take the train. Why don't you just take the Greyhound?
It's the same amount of time, so it's 4.5 hours to drive.
I'm taking the train.
It's 5 hours by train, and like
not
having to bother with the traffic.
Get your New York Times newspaper to read on the train.
Sorry that the KetchumAllCollectibles helicopter kind of picked me up from my backyard.
Yeah. Not yet. Maybe the 40th anniversary. But yeah, no, the train is super plus EV. I used to drive down to the Rangers games, and it's just traffic can be hectic. Hockey season is when it's usually snowing, and I've had some bad weather on the way home from Rangers trips, and it's like the train is nice and easy. The train literally drops you off underneath Madison Square Garden. I mean, that's what Penn Station is. It is down in the basement of Madison Square Garden. So we're gonna be a little ways away from that. We're gonna get off in Penn, and then we're gonna Uber down. But tomorrow's gonna be crazy. Nick,
You're cool.
I don't want to forget about you. Why don't you pump your bags? What have you got going on Pokemon Day 2?
So yeah, eBay's going to be doing a A $500 bounty all weekend on any English chase card. So that'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can hit a few of them at least one of them. But yeah, $500 bounty on any English chase card. And then we're going to be doing a jungle and fossil box break on Friday tomorrow for the actual Pokemon Day. So that'll be fun. And then Saturday, going to be doing a really big singles and graded card stream. That was my original plan for Pokemon Day was I built kind of like my own celebration set where I kind of picked out my favorite cards from every era and put that together. And that was going to be my original stream for Pokemon Day. But then we added the jungle and fossil boxes. So I moved that stream to Saturday, and we're gonna be doing the box break Friday, single stream Saturday, and then because of the bounties that eBay has, we got a bunch of pop-up streams Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it.
How do they define like the hit card? Is it just the single most valuable card from any set, or?
It's usually the most valuable card. Sometimes it's like the toughest card to pull from TCG Player, but most of them are the most expensive card.
And does it go to the one that pulled it, or is it a random giveaway to anyone in chat while it's pulled?
Yeah, no. So it'll be whoever actually pulls it gets $500 from eBay. And that's unlimited amount of times. So if we pull one of them and then the same person pulls another chase card, they'll get another $500, or a different person pulls that same chase card, they'll get another $500. And then they're also doing I don't really understand this one. They're doing like a sweepstakes type of thing. I think that's more so like the corporate where you have no purchase necessary type of thing. So they're doing the sweepstakes where you just sign up you go to the link, sign up with your email, and you get entered to win a $500 thing too.
That's what they have to do legally to prevent it from being an illegal lottery, basically. So they're a public company. They're dotting their I's and crossing their T's with that. One thing that makes me immediately think of, and maybe I'm a bad person for it, but Blake's Breaks, just salivating at that. Like when, one thing that I think of immediately, I actually just bought a ton of packs. I bought over 1,000 Evolving Skies packs, and I've got a lot more coming in of people breaking down Charizard UPCs. And wasn't it Charizard UPCs? And then there was some collector's chest tin thing too that had like the juiced Silver Tempest packs.
Oh, the lunchbox tins, yeah.
You can't guarantee a Moonbreon or whatever, but it's like how many people in eBay Live is a gated platform. It's not like your Whatnot. It's not like anything else. It's more like Fanatics in that the people are vetted, but like you start throwing $500 bounties for every pull. It's like, oh man, I wonder if any of the sellers are going to have just obscene pull rates, the likes of which they've never had any other time, and kind of gaming that system. Hopefully not, but that's where the mind goes, unfortunately, because like people suck, and that's what they do. If this was on Whatnot,
you guys do bounties on Fanatics. It's
no, I know.
I think where it's the closed platform, it's a lot more reliable.
People are risking a lot more. People have already been vetted. They've already proven themselves to be more trustworthy, and hopefully it's not going to be a thing. But it's like that's unfortunately where the mind goes because of how much of that kind of thing there is in the space in other areas. Mm-hmm. But no, that's cool though. They actually, I heard about that, and then I talked to my rep, and I'm like, where was I on this one? They just didn't include me in that group message. I guess I wasn't in that DM. Sorry, Spat, Bierski, and Grimer.
They don't do pack ripping though, do they?
A little bit. They don't do it nearly as like a large portion of their stream as we do on Fanatics, but they do a bit of it, yeah.
Okay.
And I should say this too, like as always, ask all your questions, ask away. We will be here until about 3:45 or so, about another 2 hours. We won't only be pumping Pokemon Day festivities, but we will be doing a bit of that as we have already. Yeah. Anyone on the screen, any question you want to ask them, feel free to ask away, and I will star those, and we will get to them eventually. Stephen Kassoon said there was a rumor that Best Buy had Silver Tempest God Packs back in the day. Anyone verified? The only way that I was familiar was one of the lunchbox collector tins had them, and then the Charizard UPCs had like Evolving Skies packs that were kind of hot. We opened some of those at Rusty's a couple years ago at Charlotte Collecticon. Those are the only two SKUs that I was ever aware of. I don't know if you guys have any more to add to that.
There were sleeve blisters. Best Buy, Walmart had them. They were batching things. It was either you got it or you didn't. It wasn't just a Best Buy thing. It wasn't just a Walmart thing. It was just if you got lucky. Same thing with the tins, which it brings me to the conversation. I've had it before. I've always had a thought in my mind of how like reprints worked. I never thought reprints were product specific. I always thought like, okay, they had a product, they have like a big bin of Silver Tempest packs, because you got 2 Silver Tempest packs for the tins and 3 Paldea Evolved. And I was just like, okay, they had a bunch of extra Paldea Evolved. They had a bunch of extra, Silver Tempest. They put them together. The same thing with like the Arceus figure collection box that had Cosmic Eclipse. It's like, this is what they did with the extra Cosmic Eclipse packs. After that, it's changed the way that I thought about it, where I believe that products are actual prints for each individual product. And then it helps if you watch the Millennium print group. They have like on their website, when you go in, you see the single product SKU, which makes me believe that they get packs printed per SKU, which changed the way I thought about stuff. But I guess that makes more sense, because otherwise you need to just have unlimited packs for every single product. And how do you make sure that this pack goes in this product? It's just too logistically nightmarish, which I never thought about before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if any of you guys know this one. Stephen Kassoon wants to know, was it the first print? I think it was hot for like, I know I pulled rainbows. We were at Rusty's and Rusty had a bunch of these. Some people were pulling Moonbreons and Rayquaza, VMAX, Alt Arts. I pulled a couple rainbows. So it was like rainbows or alts.
Yeah.
I pulled a rainbow. I believe there was 4 Moonbreons were pulled and 3 Rayquazas out of 120 packs Rusty handed out. So, and then I hit a rainbow.
Grimer, we let Nick had his he overviewed what he's doing on Pokemon Day as well. The $500 bounty, the Fossil of the Jungle. Nick's got good stuff going on too. Just not quite as good, I would say. We do have Spats. There's no backlog for questions. Man, just coming in here dropping $1.99. He's doing the pay to play. Spat, KetchumAllCollectibles eBay Live Mega Stream, 7 p.m. tomorrow. So make sure you don't leave us until we're done over on Fanatics. We will have Sarah Natacheni. We will have Sarah Natacheni joining us at 7 p.m. So Spat, maybe you'll have a little bit of a cool warm up, but we will definitely not shout you out tomorrow. We can shout you out today though. We're going to be. Can
you imagine if we shouted out a competitor?
That would be wild. Right. That would be wild. And Fanatics, if you're listening, that is not happening. We will definitely be shouting out the beer man himself. So Beerski will be live whenever we're in a pregame. So before we go live, Beerski will be live with instant rips. We're doing 151 packs for every time a chaser or grail is hit. That whole thing I talked about in the video. And then after our stream, he's going to be both the appetizer and the dessert for the main course that we are. So that'll be fun tomorrow. But yeah, definitely once you're done with Fanatics, go consider checking out Spat on eBay Live as well. And then potentially Old School Pokemon as well.
Wow.
That's the like hierarchy. You need to do it in that order. S tier priority number 1, and then way down the list. Maybe make your way over to eBay Live. And I only pump him so well because he paid for it. If he hadn't paid the $1.99, it would have been
only $1.99. Not even $1 per person on the screen. What are we doing?
Oh.
We're not going to go Grimer noon Eastern Saturday for Grimer.
Oh, here we go. noon Eastern on Saturday for Grimer, just the humble fisherman. And then PK, you want to walk him through a little bit. PK, the madman he is, he's taking the train in to Pokemon Day in New York City. And then massive things Saturday. What have you got going on Saturday, PK?
Yeah, I tried explaining this to people in my like Fanatic slides. It was hurting a lot of brains trying to explain back-to-back mega streams. But yeah, 3 p.m. for Friday, 6:30. So obviously we're going into Fanatics in the New York City. Logistically speaking, we're going to be doing a really heavy insta rips because can't bring a bunch of sealed cases, sealed booster boxes. It's just we're taking trains and planes. But Saturday we're doing the mega stream. We're doing I think close to 100 grand in just slabs. I have a ton of sealed. I hate my life, and then a bunch of like high-end singles too. But I think so. Last time we were a little shy at 93,000 in 8 hours, but there was a lot of bulkier items. This is going to go a lot quicker with slabs. So
yeah, there's some bangers. I guess some of the quick highlights. PSA 9 half art Mario Pikachu auctioned at $1, 30 seconds. PSA 10 Sunbreon. Everyone can sing the Jason Page Song of a Generation together as they bid on that $1 Sunbreon PSA 10. Moonbreon, Umbreon VMAX Alt 215 from Evolving Skies. English will be there as a dollar auction as well. It's gonna be crazy. I'm interested to see how those all do, especially the day after a massive stream.
We're gonna get wrecked. We're gonna get wrecked. Like there's been no advertising for this. I haven't advertised it. It's just people can't comprehend it.
Is Friday, are you doing big auctions? Or is it mainly giveaways?
Instant
Mainly
rips.
giveaways.
I think your Saturday will be really good then.
I mean,
well, we're gonna pump it during
has
Friday.
The potential. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that tomorrow. We're gonna have to. I pumped it in my video Monday. I definitely talked about it some, but I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dollar auctions, Arceus take the wheel.
But no, I mean it's been pretty good. We've curated a clientele that likes high-end auctions too. Like when they know we're doing it, they'll show up for it. It just makes sense because and there's a nice artificial floor in a sense too that people that are in there they're not going to let a lot of stuff go for less than 70-80% because that's just like giving up free money, right? It's like hey, you could just buy this for 80%, make 5% all day. There's some people who just at volume they can make a couple grand in a stream like that. So there is an artificial floor, and then the people that aren't the buyers who don't care about stuff like that, they just won't buy that stuff.
Yeah.
I've literally in the past, and I'm sure I will in the future too, potentially from Saturday, I've bought back some of the slabs for profit from the people. Like we dollar auction it. In a perfect world, I would love to get 100% of market, 105% of market or more. But sometimes, I mean, you auction hundreds of items, you auction $100,000 of GMV. Some things will slip through the cracks. Some things will go for 50, 60, 70%. And yeah, some people literally buy them and then sell them back to me for 90% of card ladder. And that's a potential opportunity for a savvy.
You mentioned this. Yeah,
flipper.
You've mentioned this before. If you're a savvy buyer and you had good like ways to exit out of stuff, you could in theory have a full-time job. Just always 100% of the time have 4 monitors. You have Fanatics, eBay, Drip. You have multiple streams up. Maybe you have 8 monitors, and you just all you do is just buy. And you just, if you were really like not a collector, you were just very business focused, and you were very like what's the word I'm looking for? You're very like just I don't know what the word I'm looking for. You were very just like you knew your ceilings,
Quick
you knew your
savvy.
floors.
Quick
Yeah,
with the
very
pricing.
savvy buyer. Quick
Yeah.
with the buyers, and you were good at comps, and but you would have to be able to buy a lot, but then you need to be able to sell at volume too. But if you were a savvy buyer, you could. I think that is easily hundreds of $1,000s a year you can make. I think you could easily, if you are savvy, with every single platform, make $1,000 a day. Easy. That's $360,000 a year if you're doing it every day. Like that is the arbitrage if you could really optimize that market. The thing is, a lot of people just don't have the bankroll for that to just be buying nonstop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild the amount of opportunities out there in this market.
Right.
So many different avenues. Being the live stream seller, being a savvy live stream buyer, scooping the things that go too cheap. It's yeah. Pokemon provides, Arceus provides. UAP had a comment here. Not really a question, but I think it's an interesting comment that it would be interesting if we all went around and gave our opinions, thoughts, feedback. Rusty made a video yesterday where he's sending out a couple of base set booster boxes. I believe a blue wing and a green wing. He's sending out a first print Evolving Skies booster case that's going to be broken, and the individual boxes will be graded and labeled as such. They'll be labeled as like first print boxes. And then he had a second print, unlimited print, whatever you want to call it, the cases that don't have the for sale, don't release by whatever the date. So yeah, what are your thoughts on booster box grading? Is it about time? Do you think you'll ever grade and or collect graded booster boxes yourself? Business, collector, any angle you want to go. If you guys want to go around and let me know what your thoughts are on that.
I'm excited for it. I think it's a long time coming. I'd be curious to know what the actual like cases look like. Hopefully they do a good job with the. Do we know what the cases look like? Have we seen anything, or is this like the first time this is happening?
This is brand new information to the public.
Yeah.
There may or may not have been information swirling around the past several months, but
so yeah, I'm excited for it. I definitely think there's a market for it. People always want minty booster boxes. So if we can start grading booster boxes, there's definitely going to be a market for it. Obviously, like the authenticity and making sure everything's legit for WotC boxes is important. But I think there's definitely a demand for even just modern graded boxes. People are gonna want whatever company 10 booster boxes, and there's gonna be a massive premium on that type of stuff. So I will definitely be sending some off if it ever does happen. Capitalizing on that for sure. And as far as collecting them, I think I would also go for that, depending on how the cases look and how they display. I think it would be really cool to kind of collect that as well. I think I would be like cards. I would be a 9 collector, not a 10 collector. But I think it's a really good idea, and I'm super excited for it.
I'm just like not excited for sealed grading. Like, I don't know. I think like there's going to be a market for it, obviously, right? Just like normal grading. Well, like I've never been a huge fan of like the whole grading process. And like I just like when I sell my sealed stuff, like I guess like what's the difference in the grading scale? Because like if it's going to bring about like even more questions than sealed already gets, like around seals and stuff, like I just find it so annoying. Like I love just being able to post stuff on a TCG Player type thing or show it on a live stream and not have to inspect it as long as it's not ripped. Usually people will pay about market for it, but yeah, I mean, there's going to be a market for it, so I'm sure I'll use it, but I'd be curious on what the scale looks like, what they actually subtract points for. And then it's going to be super weird when you sell someone a sealed case and they open it and the boxes are like, do you remember those Vivid Voltage boxes where you could like hold the plastic?
Yeah.
And then someone's like, "Oh, I got to return the case now, like you scammer." So it's definitely interesting. And I want to apologize. My headphones keep disconnecting from my computer, so if I lose audio and I don't respond, that's why. But we're good. We're good.
What about you, PK?
I can only say so much. Some people know, some people don't know, but like the company that's doing all the authenticity guarantee, I've had an NDA sign with them for a long time. I can't like talk about what I know. I can't talk about any of the processes or anything, but I have been brought on like for consulting on real early on, nothing really lately, but just talking about like the CT scan and like, so it comes down. It's always was funny too with the CT scanning because you remember the internet goes very, it moves one way to the other. Like everyone's like, it's the death of the hobby, and then everyone stops talking about it. I always thought it was funny because people stop talking about it, and then it's like almost like it stops happening. Like they want the company to go out of business, and that's just not the reality. It's just, you know, companies refining down their processes. And I was brought on real early on, like just kind of talking about what to look for with the potential of this coming down the line and what that would look like and what would be the services that would be provided and stuff. Like I said, I haven't been part of those conversations in a while, but I do have an NDA with them, so I can't really talk too much on that. But as for like the graded premium, there could be a graded premium, but there's risks with any technology. You know, my only fear would be that companies like that, they need to be stress tested, and I just don't know if there's been viable stress tests, you know, when it comes to sealed fake boxes and stuff. I think people live in a world where they think things are harder. I could go off on a whole tangent, but like the people that say, I only will buy from people, like we only do loose packs, right? Like this is a perfect example. We only do loose packs. Why? Because we give people their cheapest option to open up packs. If I were to open up 36 packs of Oven Skies, it's a lot cheaper than if I were to open up from a booster box. In fact, we save our buyers like $1,000. People will say, well, I only open from booster boxes because I know it's legit. And it's like, okay, time out. So you're telling me I would take the time to reseal 36 booster packs, but I wouldn't spend the extra 30 seconds to seal that in a booster box and get $1,000 more. But you're telling me I'll spend the time to do the 36, but not the 30 seconds to put it in a booster box, which people are like, oh, but there's like the wrap and everything. And it's like, people just don't realize that the wrap exists in a lot of products. Like there's a lot of oversized products that exist. Wizard of the Coast wrap, Magic the Gathering booster boxes. There's a lot of old Wizard of the Coast products people don't even know exist that have Wizard original wrap on, oversized. Same thing with Pokemon. There's a lot of products. Heck, I got a product right over there. I could show everyone. Real Pokeball wrap that's oversized out of booster box to go in. It's just like, I've always laughed at that. Like I don't know if it's a uneducated market or like people kind of just live in like a little thing, but there's a lot to be worried about when it comes to boxes and what a good resale could truly look like. And I don't think people know that. And like I've been quoted on some of like the company that's done the CT scan. I've been quoted, like I've seen the back end of like their software. I've been able to like go in and see like what it looks like, the scans and everything. And I've been quoted on some of their articles too. You have to go digging for them, but they've have direct quotes from me on like some obviously fake Halm Phantom booster boxes that were purchased off major auction platforms and stuff. So that's all I could really say. No actual technical details.
Yeah, to me, it's interesting. Rusty is kind of publicly being a guinea pig. I had the opportunity to, in hindsight, maybe we'll pan out to where we're booming, everything goes up, never punished, always rewarded, blah, blah, blah. I probably should have sent a couple of all of his guys booster cases. I probably should have sent a Destined Rivals booster case, whatever. The premiums will probably be silly, especially first to market. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to kind of follow along Rusty's video vlogged journey, I guess, and see how it goes. But I think it's significantly more likely than not that I at some point will be diverting a couple cases of maybe not every release, a couple cases of certain releases straight to there, fresh from distro. I'm gonna hope we don't get the saggy bag type scenario, because the way that I understand it from Rusty's video, you have to send a sealed case. They'll be the ones opening the case. That's how you'll get the first release. So yeah, you won't be the one opening the case. They will. That's where sealed cases will have some amount of a premium. It'll be some amount of attrition. So the people who opt for the grading will be opening a lot of sealed cases, and the people who don't opt for it, there's two interesting angles. And it's like, bless Arceus, bless the Pokemon hobby in general, because it's like, if you go for grading, you'll probably get a premium. If you keep it sealed and you don't, you'll be one of the ones that like you'll have lower pop sealed cases because the people that went for grading sent their sealed cases. So you'll probably win on both sides. Like the fact that more companies are putting more cardboard and plastic will just create money out of thin air, because that's what the Pokemon hobby is. It's crazy, and I love every part of it. So I'll probably double dip in that. I'll probably if you've got an uglier case that you're pretty sure like the boxes are pretty clean inside, well, that's one that you'd more tend to send to get the first print designation, get the booster boxes. And this is big in coins. This is something in coins. First day of release, Silver Eagles, first day of minting, first day of issue, special labels, all that stuff. So this is a good pivot into a second portion of that question. How much of a premium do you think and I think it's CAS is the company, I believe. CAS. I could be wrong, but it's going to be alphabet soup, 3-letter acronym as always. And I don't know if they'll do video game type grading scale. I don't know if they'll do PSA BGS type grading scale. But,
I hope it's not like, I hope, like Rusty said, it's not like the 9.2, 4, 6, 8. I hope it's a straight.
I feel like it almost has to, right? Though, because like if you're using like a 10-point grade scale, like the distinction between a 9 and a 10, like it could either be like super large, where like, you know, slight little stretches on the plastic could still be a 10, or like if it's a true 10.0 or a 9.8 A++ seal, like at least there's like a wider range. I guess you could do like a 100-point scale or something, but it I would rather a sealed item like that, similar to video games, be graded that way, because you could get a high grade but like a lower seal rating, right? Or you could get an A++ seal and like a 9.4 graded box or something. So
yeah, as with everything, it's going to be consistently inconsistent. There's going to be a lot of overlap between grades. I'm looking at a picture here that I had a while ago that I probably can't share, but there's no seal grade. This does not mean that the final product doesn't have that. This is some kind of a preliminary label that I was shown a while ago, and all I see is mint 9. It's not 9.0, it's 9. Is there a 9.5? Is there a 10? Is there, I don't entirely know. And this was months ago, so maybe it's no longer 9. Maybe it's 9.0. Maybe they decided to go comic book style. Maybe I don't entirely know. And if I did know, I probably wouldn't be able to share. But I'm interested to see Rusty's little adventure, little experiment. But that's the Rivals 550. What is obviously, if a 10 is like a VGA, PSA, if it's like a 10 on a 9.8 scale and it's an A++, if it is like the black label equivalent, what's a Destined Rivals black label? $5,000?
$5,000. Yeah, I was gonna say $5,000. Like it's like how hard is it to get the top grade? Because like we've all seen enough booster boxes to the point where it's like 90% of the booster boxes have a certain amount of damage, right? Like you're not going to see minty boxes. And so if it's like the mintiest of the mint box only gets the highest grade, it would be insane. Like the premium would be insane.
Yeah. One thing I have to say too is like, this is not going to be super cheap. Some people have interesting reactions to PSA raising their fees to $24.99 and thinking that's so expensive. And it's like, this is going to be 3-figure grading costs. This is going to be likely multiple 3-figure grading costs. There's going to be, as far as I understand it, and this is public information now that I'm going to go into some. Golden. If you sell sealed on Golden right now, shout out to Cam. He goes by KARDB8S, Card Bates on Instagram. If you want to consign with Golden, go DM him. If you consign something above 5,000, it needs to be CT scanned. It needs to be authenticated to be sold on Golden. If you sell something below 5,000, they just do it. They authenticate it. However they do that in-house, whatever. I'm sure they have an expert, maybe Cam, maybe Peta Party, someone else, people that know the trade. And are they going to be 100% accurate? I'm not going to make any claim on that, but sub 5,000, that's the break point for CT scanning being required. If CT scanning is involved, it's significantly more expensive. And as far as I understand, the booster box grading, Rusty even mentioned it in his video. So again, public information. There's more than one way to do it. So you can do one that kind of says like, hey, your Evolving Skies box has a Moonbryon or it doesn't have a Moonbryon. Or you can say like, hey, and Golden, again, publicly happened recently. They've sold a couple of boxes where they didn't say this has 12 hollows and they're Charizard and Chansey and Blastoise and yada, yada, yada. They just said, this was authenticated, 36 packs, 9 to 13 of them having a holographic card. So there's like the base, the premium, and the deluxe model of grading that has more or less information. Rusty detailed some of that in his video. Definitely go check that out if you haven't. But the premium, the Cadillac, the premium model of grading will be hundreds of dollars, potentially even significantly higher if you're doing a Deoxys or a base set box or something very expensive. There might be like a percentage of market price tacked on as well. Like, hey, if you're grading a $100,000 box, we want a piece of that action. It's $500 plus 5% of the insured value or whatever. Like, I can see that.
Probably you could just go see their price on the website, I'm sure.
Yeah,
and then you could take a guess, like if at volume and stuff.
It'll be interesting. I think
it's not as much as I think you're leading on, Dan. It is expensive, but it's not that much.
This is where
I think you might be very surprised at how cheap it actually is.
Maybe it's One thing that I suspect though is that it will be kind of prohibitive. Like if a box is $200 and it's $80 to grade it or whatever, say it even gets below 100. That's a decent amount of a gamble. I think some people will be hesitant to do that. So given that, the boxes will be semi-low pop potentially, leading to a higher premium even. Like there's definitely multiple angles here. There's definitely a risk that some business YOLOs sends a whole pallet of destined rivals there, and the market just doesn't care that much, and they could get destroyed. You could send a sealed first print case, find out it's the loose baggy wrapping. You get C seals on them. You get 5.0 box grades. Like it's.
I don't know if I'd want to send sealed cases. That's risky.
See, I
don't think I'd care about that first print or whatever label. I think I'd rather open the case and see the condition of the boxes.
I'm a gambler, and this checks all the boxes. Because when you go to the casino, which I enjoy doing from time to time, when you go to the casino, I sit down and I have fun knowing that I'm against the house. Like I'm losing mathematically, long term guaranteed. In this world that we live in, we are not the house. But like, if you grade with some experience, with some knowledge, with some like knowledge on the subject matter of Pokemon, if you do it right, you are the house. You over a long enough time, you will not lose done correctly. So it's gambling from the other side of the table. It's being the dealer at the blackjack table done correctly. So I think it will be plus EV done correctly. So I'm excited for it. Put everything in plastic. Sorry, Earth.
Yeah, seriously. I just bought, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it well, but I just bought a bunch of Ascended packs off of someone. And this is, you guys can barely see it. That's all the boxes that it came in. That's 800 packs right there. And it's a mountain of boxes. It's so
tech sticker collections. There's only 36 packs per one of those boxes because they come in the tech sticker collections. They get 12 of each. Yeah, they're brutal.
It is disgusting, honestly, how like we've been starving for 14, 16, 18 months. We've been starving for booster box reprints. The single most like pack tight, pack dense product. They're just not reprinting heavily and delivering to the market. Nick, it was probably a year or two ago on Pokeflipz where we were talking about them making like the packaging material called like a Gaylord. It's like a pallet box that would hold like 30,000 booster packs. Inject that into the live stream's veins. Like we need to just deliver. And every week I am backlogging my recycling bin. It's overflowing with plastic and cardboard. And it's actually disgusting. All just for a little bit of profit, right? It's wild.
It's crazy.
And we ship things, we put them in plastic, we take the plastic out, we put them in special little plastic sleeves, put them in plastic semi-rigids, and then it's the whole hobby is actually kind of crazy how destructive it is to the planet for
it's awful
for shiny cardboard. But
and then you don't even think about, like, we were talking about this in the stream one night. So I get a collection in I take off all the card sleeves of top loaders, throw all that stuff in the recycling, put them in new top loaders and card sleeves, mail them to the buyer. Most likely, they're going to take those top loaders and card sleeves off and put new ones on themselves. It's crazy.
Cracking out slabs, regrading, like the amount of all of it. So, hey, this is a good way to shout out tomorrow. Fanatics Instant Rips. We are saving the planet. Let's save the planet together. Vault your cards. Yeah, I've got a bunch too. Vault your cards. Do not allow slabs to be cracked out and graded and regraded. Put them in a deep, dark, insured location. Buy them digitally on Fanatics tomorrow with me, PK Ponga, and help save the planet together on Pokemon Day.
Help save the planet.
Do not remove your cards from the vault. Keep them within the vault. It saves the planet.
This is gross.
Nick's got to go shower. He's got to go take a 10-minute break to shower. We got a couple more questions on the So I when I'm talking hundreds, that's like the full report. That's like if you sell something above 5,000 through Golden,
just pull up the website. You could look at the website. They have prices. Just pull up the website.
Rate on Golden?
No, I don't know about Golden. Just like the company that does all the CT scanning. You just look at their prices.
Yeah,
they're all advertised.
Yeah, so go check the CT scanning. It'll be more than that though. They'll be putting insurance on it. They'll be putting it in an acrylic thing and sealing it and whatever, whether they're sonically welding it or putting a tamper-proof thing over it, like the label. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where all this goes. I think it. And
then the other thing is, do you have to? Can you just grade boxes? Like, can you just have them authenticate and grade it without doing CT scanning, or is that going to be always a step in the process? Because I imagine the CT scanning would add a lot. Versus if you can just authenticate and grade it without any of the CT scanning.
So I know Golden's threshold. Golden's threshold is 5,000. I don't know what the grading box company, what their threshold will be, but it does become compulsory at some value due to their risk, basically. Like BBCE years ago, he's like, oh yeah, $3 million, $2 million booster case. Let's wrap that baby in some saran wrap and slap a sticker on it.
Saran wrap.
But in like reasonably so. Hey, this is a $300,000, $500,000 base set first edition booster box. Yeah, there's no option. We're not going to call that an 8 out of 10. We're not going to call that a 9 out of 10 without verifying that it is what it's supposed to be. So presumably it will be a value thing. Sure, Phantasmal Flames right from your distro, you can probably get by without CT scanning. But if it's anything thousands of dollars plus, it will more likely be compulsory to have it authenticated.
Yeah.
This question comes up like years ago. In a perfect world, I wish pack-weighing wasn't a thing. I wish piping wasn't a thing. I wish CT scanning wasn't a thing. I wish every product could be looked at and is just true random. That would be a much better world, in my opinion. But that's not what it is. Unfortunately, this is what we have. So I don't love it, but I don't fight it either. It's there. It's a thing. You need to be informed. You need to know the risks. So someday, one of my final collector boy Dan goals, I pulled a 4th print Charizard, a base unlimited Charizard, and a shadowless Charizard. There's one big miss there. I've never pulled a base first Charizard. I would love to. And hey, like I've thought before, hey, if someone had a booster pack that was guaranteed to have a Charizard in it, one, it would be couple $100,000, whatever stupid thing, and I'd pull an 8 and I'd lose tons of money. But like I'd probably lose less money statistically than just hoping I get lucky on that 1 in 15 pull rate. So I don't love that it likely takes away the odds of me ever having a chance to legitimately pull a base first Charizard. I'm either going to have to buy into a box break where it's already known, hey guys, there is a Charizard in this box. There's 2 Charizards in this box, and we're auctioning the packs on Golden. That hasn't been a thing yet, but that will be a thing in the future. I'm pretty sure. I think there will be a box break advertised as, hey guys, this is a 2 Charizard box, and good luck. 2 in 36 chance to get a Charizard. Like I that hasn't happened yet as far as I know, but that will in the future. I don't love it, but it is what it is. I'll more likely than not never pull a base first Charizard. And if I do, it will more likely than not be semi-tainted because I will have some inkling towards the contents of that pack, either through weighing and or potentially CT scanning, which sours it a bit.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do like weighing, just because it makes WotC packs cheaper for people looking to like collect sealed packs. But then when you get to the whole X-raying, all that other stuff, I don't like that as much. So yeah, I kind of feel the same way there.
Where are you guys at on it?
Go ahead, Ponga.
No real thoughts?
Yeah, I just I think like similar to what you said, like the X-ray thing. I think at some point there'll be auctions that guarantee things, but to me, it's just like I'm not a participant in CT scanning stuff, so I don't really have, nor do I have I looked into it that much. So I'm not that. I don't really have big opinions on it, to be honest.
I'd say eventually we just get to the point where almost everything is just like you assume everything is weighed. You're going to get to the point where everything is, you're going to assume it's CT scan. When, if you believe in Pokemon, if you're watching this, you probably think Pokemon's going to be more expensive in the future. And that's just going to be the way it goes. And as the technology gets optimized, it will get cheaper and cheaper. And once you do it at scale, it'll be very, very hard to find. Right now, it's very easy to find unweighed, unscanned stuff. But I think, again, it goes back to the hyperbolicness of the hobby where everybody was talking about CT scan and then everyone stopped talking about it. And then it's like it stopped happening. It's like, okay, you think this company just went out of business yesterday and now they're coming back for booster box grading? Come on, guys. Like, let's all be serious. But then the amount of cards that or packs that have been scanned versus the amount that you're going to be able to readily go out on the market and find, you know, these scan reports and stuff. Good luck. You know, like when you send a card for scanning, that's your information. That is, you pay for that service. That is something you have, and it's on you to share that or not. And how often do you see it? It's just, I just go to the point where everything is going to be scanned in the future. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
And Nick and I have
I already bought scanned stuff and you don't even realize it because you bought it from a trusted seller or bought it from somebody else. And that trusted seller didn't know.
That's the thing. That there are people out there in the community that I would trust that they wouldn't do anything to lie, cheat,
not
or
them,
steal
but
from
the
me.
people they buy it from.
But it's like who they're sourcing from. You can't know all the way upstream. You can't trace these things all the way back to the factory. You can't know whether or not they ever entered the doors of one of these CT scanning places, or whether their neighbor is a nurse or a doctor and they have the ability to go in and CT scan. Like there's
the CT scanning report ends with the seller. So once somebody sells it, you could have stuff that has been scanned twice.
Yep.
In theory,
that's the kind
you
of
could
thing,
have stuff that keeps trading hands and keeps getting scanned because every time it sells, there is no knowledge of the previous scan because there's no track record.
And here's a good example. Like I trust that Golden would not deviously CT scan a box on behalf of a client and then sell it as, oh, we didn't look, we don't know if there's Charizards, there might be, there might not be. I think that they offer a couple different levels. They offer one that will tell you what's in it and one that won't. But how do you know the consignor didn't privately CT scan that box, find out there was a Charizard, and then say, hey, Golden, do the one where you tell me what's in it. Do the one where you tell everyone what's in it because they already knew there was a Charizard in it. Or they CT scanned it privately. There wasn't a Charizard. Oh, Golden, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I want to do this the legitimate way. Do it the way where you don't tell anyone. Tell people that you know there's 8 to 14 hollows or whatever, but don't spoil the contents. Golden, in that hypothetical example, would not know the additional information that the consignor has, and there's just layers upon layers of like potential bad things happening. But yeah, arm yourselves with the information. It is what it is. In the future, from here until forever, if you're, and I'm never going to be a buyer for a base set first edition booster box, most likely. Hell, who knows? Maybe 40th anniversary, we rip one on Finance Live. But if it is deemed to be like, hey, we don't know what's in this. There's decent odds. Every day that passes, there's higher odds that that box was scanned to know that there's no Charizards, and then it's sold as we don't know. And then any box that people find that there's Charizards or something advantageous in there, or Rayquaza Gold Star in a Deoxys box, you're more likely to be advertised. So it's one of those things. It's like if a pack is advertises weighed heavy, the way we do it, hollow guarantee, you're good to go. Or we do it, it's weighed light. You're guaranteed to not get in that hollow. But when it's unweighed, a lot of times it's actually been weighed, and they're just lying to you. That's the same way with CT scan. Not CT scan. Could have definitely been. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing that atomically changes about the box. There's no measurement that you can take on the box to verify whether or not it's been in a CT scanner.
It's just like buying packs at Collecticon when you go up and it's like, is this unweighed? And there's like, yes, this is unweighed. I'm like, did you source this as a kid in 99? They're like, oh no, I bought this from somebody. I'm like, oh, and they didn't weigh, and you could guarantee this to me? It's like, you could guarantee me you didn't weigh this, but the person you bought it from, like, you're not the beginning and the end of this. And I always found that funny too. Like now, if you could guarantee, like heavy guaranteed that it's unweighed under the way you understand stuff, that's different. But the thing about CT scanning too is technology is continually getting better for this stuff. It's not continually getting worse. And the technology that will be optimized for this type of stuff, you know, it's a density thing too. So there are cards that will be more safe than others, because I won't talk about CT scanning, but I'll talk about like GPR, like ground penetrating radar and stuff. Like it's all like dielectric constants, how quickly your signal could travel through one source and bounce back to the other. You have like a transmitter and receiver, not really quite the same as CT scans, but it works on like gigahertz versus megahertz scale. So billions of hertz opposed to millions of hertz. And you know, you need a very small distance from scans in order to get high res scans for some of this stuff. So it's different technology is required for different stuff, like the different type of materials, because you're speaking of how waves travel through different material types. So you're talking through cards and you're looking for changes in density. So cards that are in booster boxes versus case, there's more density, there's more as your signal. You have a transmitter and receiver. As your signals travel through stuff is lost during that signal, you know, and then it's being able to like read what is on the card. And then you're looking for like shapes within the hollows and stuff like that. So none of this is proprietary. This is just like how a lot of this stuff works. But as the technology gets better, or as in anything, not just technology, but systems that are used to process the data too, as the systems, because again, you're using a third-party software to interpret the data, right? Like it has to go through a software. As the software gets better, especially with AI and everything, like you're going to be able to differentiate and post-process information better. So it's going to get worse way before it gets better for a lot of people. And that's just how things like this work.
And this one kind of ties in well. I have a significantly heavy prismatic pack, suggesting a very high probability of being a god pack. How many of you would keep it protected and sealed instead of ripping and grading? I've had tens of thousands of prismatic packs pass through my hands.
Just give me a reason. Why keep it sealed?
I've never weighed, and I never plan to weigh a prismatic pack. The operation that we run, it can't be done.
You can never sell that pack.
Now that you know,
you
rip it.
If you are like a known seller, and then say you have a heavy pack and you advertise a heavy pack, now I know to never buy anything from you.
Yeah,
exactly. And so like I don't even enter that field, right? Like every pack is just whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because it's just so scary once
you can never sell that pack.
No.
And you can never sell any packs. No one should buy packs from Secret Service. That is just a nuclear thing to even talk about. So we do have sales. We sell on our streams. We have available heavy base set Japanese packs, guaranteed hollow. We financially guarantee it. If you rip it, 50-50
And
is
I
the way the boxes used to
guarantee,
work.
G-word, they are not CT scanned. G-word.
Yeah, these
don't
ones
say
actually
any.
came from a chain of command, the original buyer, Home Shopping Network. I have the original box somewhere, and in the all the stuff from that. But yeah, that's like a radioactive. That is radioactive now, because you owning that, unless you bought it, I guess, if you don't really
Where's
sell.
the premium in a pack like that, though? Where's the premium? Like, there's no premium in that.
Oh,
Nobody's
I'm
gonna-
sure there's definitely a premium.
I don't think there's
You
a
could
premium.
probably-
Like, couldn't it just be like an extra
Compared to
card?
a regular
Like,
prismatic pack?
No,
That's the
you
thing.
have to guarantee a god pack. Like, that's, as a seller, that's such a scary guarantee you're giving somebody.
You'd be able to sell it to some with a guarantee. You'd be able to sell it to somebody who would make a TikTok reel or whatever out of it, I'm sure. So it's a hypothetical I would never find myself in, because I don't weigh prismatic packs. I only weigh vintage stuff to sell guaranteed hollows. So I would never find myself in that. But if somehow I did, if someone gifted me this, I would just rip it. I would record it and I would rip it and I would see what happened and grade them, and you'd probably get more money than selling the pack anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very dangerous question. Here you go, Nick. Combat Cold Cuts wants to reach out to you.
Shoot me a message on Instagram. Instagram over Discord for short.
That was a quick one. Here's a good one from Krabby's Cards. So what announcement would each of you most be excited about tomorrow? So tomorrow, 30th anniversary, Pokemon Day. Pokemon is probably going to do a Pokemon Nintendo Direct, Pokemon Direct, whatever they call it. They're probably going to announce something. Is it Gen 10? Is it some new video game? Is it some new set? What's your guys' dream scenario for tomorrow?
I think most of those probably leaked, right? So
is it?
I mean,
I don't even know.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
What'd you think? I didn't hear. What
I was
you
gonna
said.
say most of the stuff, like with directs, Nintendo Directs in general, their stuff usually leaks ahead of time on what they're going to be covering. So,
oh yeah. Yeah, I just want to hear what the 30th set's going to be. So they better talk about that. If they skip that, I'm going to be so bummed.
I mean, what info would they actually give about it though, right? Because like it's not going to come out for months and months, right? So, what are they going to announce? Like the set name?
Whether it's going to be Johto, tag teams, like a celebrations.
Just tell us it's going to be Super Smash Brothers collaboration. We're going to get cosplay, Pikachu, Donkey Kong.
I'll refinance my house if that happens.
That's my dream. That is my dream. The one that
I will sell
PK's been
everything
talking about for a while.
to liquidate
Yes.
that.
So there's my dream for tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say just put clothes on Pikachu, but yeah, the dream collab.
Put Nintendo clothes of all IPs, all franchises under the Nintendo umbrella on Pikachu and on Quaxley and on whoever else. Every Pokemon can wear clothes.
Every Pokemon.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Aside from the $30,000 in giveaways on Fanatics Live, it'll be interesting to see what else tomorrow holds for us.
No, but I am excited about, like, I enjoy playing the Pokemon games. I've been playing them on our Instant Rip stream, so I hope they have the Gen 10 announcement at some point, which I think is rumored to be happening. But dude, I mean, Fire Red Leaf Green's exciting, but if they could re-release the Gen 2 games and allow me to play it on my Switch, which yeah, you could download emulators, blah blah blah, but something about just playing it on like official Nintendo whatever, or like the ultimate goal, right, would be just put every Pokemon game ever on the Nintendo store. Don't even do it the Switch Online. Make me pay for it, because they're not going to give it to you for free, right? Let me pay for it. Yeah, let me give you a couple $100 for every game ever, and I just have it in my hands, no matter, when I want to play. It just, let me pay you. Let me pay you.
Shut up and take my money. This one kind of hurts because, like, I forget if it was last summer or 2 summers ago. I owned at one point 3 full art Mario Pikachus when they were like $6,000, and I bought them, and I was doing like a little short term speculative play. I was kind of trying. It was actually when the eBay Vault was out, so it must have been a couple years ago now. I was trying to do like a little momentum play. I was trying to make a little money on them. I sold them 3, 4, 5 months later for pretty much break even. I might have made or lost 5% or less. And now that card is $30,000, nearly $30,000 in PSA 10.
3 days ago, it sold for 28.
Yeah,
on Sunday night.
So, bit painful. It is what it is, though. We booming.
I'll spill all the sauce right there.
Forget booster boxes. We want graded sleeves. Put everything in plastic.
I need my plastic in plastic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's one. Will Evolving Skies surpass at least one WotC Unlimited box by 2031? So by the 35th anniversary, will Evolving Skies boxes be more expensive than any WotC Unlimited box? What's the cheapest WotC Unlimited box? Probably
That was
base
going to
2.
be my question.
Gotta be base 2.
Yeah, I was going to say
Probably
base
base
2
2.
or maybe unlimited fossil.
And I know last time I bought base 2 for when we were breaking them last year, we broke one in April or May, whenever it fell. I think April it would have been. Base Jungle, Fossil, base 2. I paid 10, and I want to say they're like 15, slightly more than 15. So they're like 6 times what an Evolving Skies box is right now. I don't see that crossing.
Might be cheaper then because I think it was 12.8 for my boxes.
Oh, okay. So like a 4 to 5x. I don't see Evolving Skies catching up, but who the hell knows? It wouldn't be the most shocking thing to ever happen. If you had asked me a couple years ago, do I think Team Up would be nipping on the heels of Jungle and Fossil Unlimited? I would have said hell no. Do I think Phantom Forces would have been nipping on the heels of Jungle and Fossil Unlimited? I would have said hell no. But here we are.
Yeah, I cannot see that at all.
Here we go. Ditto Factions got another around the horn style question. In your current state of investing, do you focus more on an exit price of an item or watch growth rates and decide to move when things go stagnant, or both?
Sell it all. That's what I'm doing. Sell it all. Margins, volume. Margin, volume. Just sell it all. I don't want to hold anything right now. I'm holding stuff like PC stuff, but he was asking about investing. So PC, I separate from investing. Like I'm fine with holding PC stuff, but investing, I'm not really investing right now. Why am I going to hold on to something to make 100% in a year if I can make 5% a day? Like that's crazy for investing. Margins.
Are you selling all your like Sword and Shield stuff? Or did you already sell?
No, I'm not selling that stuff, but I'm not investing in that's a lot of just collection stuff.
No, like your
I guess it is investing.
You bought years ago.
Yeah, I guess it is investing, but more focus on an exit price of an item or watching growth rate and decide. I guess that does change stuff when it comes to volume then. I have to rethink what I just said. You did bring up a good point, so maybe that I didn't answer that correctly. I was thinking like a lot of singles and graded plays and stuff. I wasn't really thinking about the sealed product play.
For me, it's a bit of both. Like if you have a good if you have a good idea that you think an item is going to flatline for the next couple of years, like that would be an obvious candidate to move off and go into something like. Generally speaking, I have not been aggressively buying Prismatic for the long term currently, because a year ago I could have bought it in mass for $12 a pack and we were selling it for 14 or 15. So generally I thought that was going to be stagnant, flat, maybe even down over the coming year. So I was generally not entering it yet. And something like your Crown Zenith, I was entering heavily. I thought that was going to have some kind of an increase. I thought that was going to have some price action. I didn't think it was going to be so aggressive so soon. But and now that Crown has kind of hit where it is, I've offloaded some. I've bulked off some. Not what's on the pallets, but like what's not on the pallets, what's not selling in the live streams. I've sold a couple thousand Crown Zenith packs at $20 a pack. Do I not think it's going to be $50 in a few years? Someday it'll be $50. But like in the short to intermediate term, I just liked other things better, if that makes sense. And I do all that like based on vibes generally.
Yeah, so I want to rephrase my answers. When I said sell it all, volume. So I think kind of what I meant by that was it's easiest to move And then it comes to my ability to replace for less than I paid. Where sealed, I struggle most with that one. It's the hardest to move for me personally. And then second, it's hardest for me to replace for cheaper than I sell for. So that is my current state of investing. It's ease of transaction for me for selling and then replacing, where I can't do that in volume. That's why I was thinking more singles and slabs and stuff like that. So that's my answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You can go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I basically do most of my stuff on vibes, because like it's usually like, do I want to do something in my life to sell some stuff? Like I know it's probably going to still go up, but I've also, like, when I say vibes, a lot of stuff, once it hits like a certain price threshold, it just feels like it moves slower. Like I've had expensive ETBs and like I'm not necessarily tracking the price. It's more so like, hey, I never see these sell anymore. What's the price at? And it's like $1,000. It's like, if it keeps going up, like the buyer pool just goes down and down. Like I've been low list on some ETBs for like a year and a half, and like they just like don't sell. Like, yeah, you could sell them under market, whatever, but like I don't need the money, so like I'm not. They've sold since, but this was a while ago. But I like to just do the vibe thing, knowing some things are probably going to go up. Yeah, just straight vibes.
Yeah,
question. Oh, go ahead, Nick.
I constantly think about selling everything now, but I still haven't. I've still held everything. But yeah, it's something I think about way too much now. But
not enough.
I don't
every night wake up in a cold sweat saying today's the day I sell it all.
a couple years ago, I used to, like, some days I'd wake up and be like, I need to sell everything today, and like I don't have that feeling anymore. But some days I wake up and I'm like, this is all so stupid. Like I love this stuff so much, but like the stuff I loved that was $50, it's like 10-15x. Like, what are we? It's but what PK says, like, we could all just be so early that you gotta have some skin in the game, right? You gotta have some skin in the game in case we go to Neptune, not the moon, not Mars, Neptune. We're going to Neptune.
Yeah, I think I go everything based off of what I think odds are, and like what I contribute to the odds of us being early to this hobby versus what I contribute to us being late. It's a very high probability we are early, and that is it's very anecdotal. It's based off of people I know in my life. The amount of people that I personally know that I could have any sort of in-depth Pokemon conversation without curated groups, like you guys are a curated group of people I know, it's almost zero. So my upside potential is like infinite at that point. And I make the joke all the time, like, rest in peace when my grandma's dead, but for me to have a conversation with her about Pokemon, like, how many 10x's would the hobby have to get to where I would be able to have a conversation with my 99-year-old grandma about Pokemon investing? It would have a fake number, like so for me, yeah, I lean towards we're probably early on all of this.
Mathematically, it's kind of a meme, but it's also very true. One of the nice things about the asymmetric upside of investing in anything is that when you put $100 in, when you put $1,000 in, it can only go down 100%, but it can go up infinity%. So if you think the odds of the downside are 50% and you think the odds of the upside are 50%, that is inherently plus EV, because the downside is lower than the upside is large, basically. If that, I mean, it does make sense. I just don't know if I describe it well enough to make it make sense to the listener. But
well, I'll just give you right now where we are today with current printing. It's how much more printing do we need? Not to crash prices, just to have MSRP, which I know people in the chat will be like, oh, PK just said MSRP. That's a crash. No. That's just like as healthy of a market as you can get. Meaning if you walk into your local Walmart and Target, like, I'll say stuff that will sound foreign to people. Like, there will be multiple SKUs of different products, and then there will be multiple sets on the shelves, and maybe multiple timelines, meaning there could be Sword and Shield packs sitting next to Scarlet and Violet, sitting next to Mega. Maybe Sword and Shield's getting a little far out of the way, but maybe not. But like, that's just a healthy market. How much more printing do we need just to get to a healthy market? where you walk in the Walmart and Target and you could walk in, you look at the shelves and say, I want this, but I don't want this. Right now, we're just, I'll take whatever I could get. When do we get to healthy? And then how much is that a 2x printing where we're at? Is that a 3x? And then when you look about the new printing facilities, 1.26 million square foot, all this printing capacity. But what happens in 2 years? What happens if the hobby doubles from where it is today? Because I would make the argument that the hobby has doubled since 2020, and I would have told you that was impossible. But I would think it's about double from where we were in 2020 to today. So in 2 years from now, if we get a mass entrance of people in the hobby with all this hype going on and they see high prices, maybe Pokemon in the next 3 years 2x is print run, but we have a 3x demand. So I don't have a crystal ball, but I think Pokemon right now is strategically doing every single step that made sense for them. What's the very first step? If you were in a boardroom and you were just talking about the hobby, what's the first thing you're going to do is say, we can't print enough, because Pokemon's come out and said we printed the max capabilities. Okay, they can't print enough. What's the very first thing we need to do? We need to go out and get more printers. I bet you they looked at all available printers, all available companies, and said, no one is situated in ability to meet our demand. So what's the next thing you have to do? Build a facility, build the printers. Now you're building for X amount of demand and X amount of growth, but the hobby might surpass even what that could be. And if that's the case, we could be in not a 2-year bull run, not a 5-year bull run. We could be like in a crazy bull run where just no matter what Pokemon puts out, like it just can't quench demand. Now, there is a limit to that, and there is a breaking point where you can't have, in my opinion, what are we at? 10 billion cards a year, 12 billion cards. You can't have 500 billion cards a year. Like eventually you get a breaking point, and then what's the next thing Pokemon did? It's like, okay, well, now we acquired the printers, and this is an option. The next thing you do is got to get it in people's hands. And then they said, well, how do we get it in people's hands? Well, we don't have a distribution chain set up for that. Well, let's go buy our biggest distributor and we'll go acquire them. And that's what they did with XL. Why? Your Walmarts, your Targets, your Barnes and Nobles, like get product into people's hands. And it's not an overnight fix, but Pokemon's doing all the right steps right now. It's just, we have no patience in this hobby.
Yeah. Agreed. Hashtag we are early.
Hashtag rants on rants on rants.
Let's see. So here's one that is, I'm going to put something up on the screen to rant about it. TCG Player is, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love that I can use their pricing to like price all the packs for the live streams and price my buy lists. And so I use their pricing for a lot of stuff, but their pricing is so horrifically flawed. Here is the Charizard UPC. Let me see if this will work. Yeah, if I scroll in here. So according to this, the market price of the Mega Charizard UPC, not the original Charizard UPC Sword Shield era, but $80. Earlier this morning, it was $40. I made a joke post on Instagram that I'm buying these things at like 300% of market price or whatever. But people put the dividers in, the box. They put in Japanese crap, Chinese crap. They put in whatever, and it messes with the prices. Sometimes they put in actual sealed UPCs for $1 that clearly they're not going to ship you sealed UPCs. But I hate that this is a thing. But yeah. Clearly, there's multiple conversations we can have here. How terrible of a site TCG Player is, how hard we're booming. Mega Charizard UPCs never got below MSRP, and they're rocketing off of that bottom as we speak. I did buy a bunch myself last night, and I have a bunch that I didn't break down for my allocation as well. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? You guys have a lot of Mega Charizard UPCs? Had you been speculating on them at all? Did they not quite get down to your buy price? Obviously, the original Charizard UPC, they were available for sub 100 for quite some time. New UPCs as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so space is a big issue for me. I wanted 40 of them. I wanted to stack up. I could stack up 20 high. I want to stack like 2 rows of 20, do 40 a piece. But I wasn't able to do it. I got to 13, and I picked up every single one at MSRP. I picked up a couple from our distributor, which was like offering them. But I should have bought more. But space is an issue for me. So I don't hate the Charizard UPC. I think it's got great pack selection. I think it's got awesome promo. I think that promo is going to do well. But for me, it just comes to a space issue where, honestly, the play for me in the future is to break this down. Right now, I have the space, but in the long term, these products are tough for me. It's a lot of AIR. I need more. I don't have a lot of room. The grandma's basement's pretty full. There's 22 shelves down here. Dan's seen my basement. It's pretty packed.
Yeah.
I got 2 million singles. I mean,
you got to get rid of those things. They're going to be cracking your foundation.
I'm worried. I've done the how much weight is too much on a concrete floor.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see lower pricing on that Charizard UPC, especially with when we were starting to get all the Costco drops. I thought for sure they were going to dip down further, but we just never saw it. Luckily, I did set back most of my allocation that I was originally setting them back for next December's one of next December's daily deals. But we'll see. I might just keep holding on to them. But yeah, luckily I did hold on to most of mine, so I'm happy about that. I do like everyone. I wish I was able to get more. But I am decently happy with what I have.
Yeah, I think I have like 10 to 20 of them or something. And similar to PK, it was just like I saw them in stock, kind of sitting there on like a Target or something, and just picked them up. Why not? The risk on that is not very high. But I did think it was gonna, market price where you could buy them in bulk was gonna go down a little bit further. It kind of held that resistance point around like I don't know, what was it, like 140, 150-ish or whatever it was, like just slightly above MSRP plus tax. So I didn't pick up as many as I want, but I did see Dan post that he's buying them on Instagram. So whatever, I'll pay $1 more than Daniel. So we'll, or Dan could negotiate the deal, and he'll make $1 on each one that gets sent to me, I guess. I don't know, but I'll pay $1 more than him because I do think it's a really good product. And like PK, I mean, you hold the first Zard UPCs, right? You have prismatic UPCs. You have 151 PC UPCs or SPC, whatever. There's just a lot of ultra premium collections, super premium collections, and it's like the density of that product. It's like if that product does really, really well, the booster box cases, I also have that take up such a smaller footprint, are probably going up just as much. And if it doesn't go up just as much, I'm probably still happy, right? And then it's like the shipping and the logistics of shipping, 100 UPCs. It's just not a good time. So
yeah, yesterday I actually bought 144 of them.
Let me get some. Let me get some.
I had somebody send me a link,
brutal.
and
please don't send 144 of them.
Oh, no.
Like, this is how
I'll
I
take
get
100.
Most will be broken down. They might be set on a pallet. They might be one thing that's going to change later this summer. I've only talked about it a little bit. At some point, there will be a video. There will be more conversation around it. But I'm building somewhat of a little warehouse. I'm building somewhat of a little bit of a warehouse. I'm going to have a lot more space. I'm going to have a lot more room for activities, including and not limited to mass breakdowns of products, big collection buyouts, more of the airy type stuff, and short to medium term speculating on these more airy products. Historically speaking, I would have loved to keep more Celebrations product sealed, but so much of it, I just had to break the packs because of space. I would have loved to keep more Zard UPCs and 151 UPCs and these UPCs. I would love to keep more of them. I just am limited on space, and space will be less of a limitation in about 6 to 8 months, hopefully. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how much stuff I can transport in. And I don't even know if those are going to come as cases. I hope they come as sealed cases. They might be sealed cases that get a label slapped on them. I have no clue. They might get canceled. I might not even get any of them. I don't know. But on top of those, I probably have 8 to 12 cases or so that I kept from my original allocation. So I do have some that I have set back in general as sealed cases too, because we booming, and I think they're just going to be worth more money than I would expect in a shorter time frame than I would expect. I can't believe less than 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, every Costco across the country, so many websites, TCG Player, eBay, you could have maxed out any credit card of yours one after the other on 151 UPCs, $70, $80, $90. So I truly thought, I'm underestimating the boom time and time again. I thought these were going to go under MSRP. I thought they might have even approached $100. I was ready to buy. Again, I could say a large, silly number. I would have bought hundreds of them and had to break down most of them. But I was ready to buy 500 or 1,000 of them if they got down to 80 to $100 or something. And they just never got quite down there. So,
but it's also like,
we booming.
Like you could have bought I bought a bunch of Mew promos from Nick for $3 and it like 20x, right? So it's like you can still make a similar percent not carrying that much error. Like Dan could have bought, you know, 1,000 151 UPCs, or he could have bought 16,000 151 packs and had a much smaller footprint and still 6.5x his money in that time frame, right? Like, and like, I think you're gonna have an easier time selling mass amounts of loose 151 packs than you are 1,000 151 UPCs, because there's just not that many people that could store 1,000 UPCs all in one place or something like that. So it's
until all the institutional money comes in, and I just sell it into a fund that's trying to do a $50 million spending round. I'll just ship them all my pallets.
That is so. Oh God, I hate that. So that is so ridiculous.
Those funds are. I'm not going to do my PK ring. I did a whole video on it, but what do you think about?
I'm going to do a video at some point.
What do you think about what I was saying?
The biggest thing to me, I've had consultations where people were like, and I've seen some DMs and emails and text messages that other people have gotten where they just have some random wealthy friend that watched CNBC and Pokemon was on there. And I've seen people casually talk about putting $1 million a month into Pokemon. I just bought 144 Charizard UPCs. That's like more than a pallet volume wise. And that was only 25 grand. That was not even 25 grand. Think mechanically, think functionally what your day, what your week, what your month looks like if you're in charge of a fund spending $1 million a month on Pokemon. That is incomprehensible.
All year. See, the thing about those funds too is I think everybody the unfortunate reality is if you want to come in right now to spend $2 million, secondary market's your only ability. But it's all about acquisition at that point. It's you don't come in with $2 million to acquire Pokemon. You come in to acquire companies that have distribution, and then you remove that product, and it never hits the market to start. Like I don't know why people think it's a secondary market. It's like that's not where you want to strategically deploy your money. You want to deploy your money because you believe in like a fund and growing inventory over and over, and the thought of these institutional investors being at the whim of the secondary market, it's like, okay, everyone, like it has to be strategic buyouts of people who get allocation from distribution, and then you're tying up product before it ever hits the market. And that is happening at a scale. Now, is it happen at institutional money scale right now? No, but it's happening. And there's some real big players that got bought out recently. I don't even know if I can
when we talk about $1 million, $10 million, that is nothing. That is like when you talk about institutions, when you talk about institutional money, the word starts with a B, if not a T. You're talking billions. When you're talking crypto, when you're talking real estate, when you're talking the S&P 500, you're in the trillions of dollars. Nothing. Like if someone wanted to come in, if Mr. Wonderful, if he wanted to come in and put $50 million a month, one way that you can back into it, take a booster pack. MSRP is $5 on a booster pack, right? 10 cards, 50 cents a card. 50 cents a card times 12 billion cards. The MSRP, and that's not counting for the fact that summer energies and blah, 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 and all that stuff. The entire print run of all Pokemon cards, assuming they went into booster packs, which they don't, is only $6 billion MSRP a year. If you want to start putting in $50 million a month, that is 10% of the entire print run as a very conservative rounded down average. That's I've never heard anybody talk about it from that angle. That's the angle that I'm going to do in my video. Now that I've said it, maybe somebody else front runs me, but literally just do the math.
Yeah, but going back to what I'm saying, people keep talking about like secondary market stuff, and that's so silly. It's like you think they want to strategically deploy their money at $650 Death Rivals booster boxes, or deploy their money to get every single product release from now until forever at 100 or whatever the distribution price increases. It's just weird.
Somebody buying out Eli Pokemart, somebody buying out Pokemon,
exactly,
buying
and then
out someone
you have that $100 box opposed to that just gives me chills thinking every single release you'll be at the whim of the secondary market, and at the same time you're your own worst enemy because you become the secondary market. You become your own competition in that scenario because you have to deploy 2 million into this shitty unoptimized market. You have to evaporate supply before it hits the market. That's the only way to strategically do it. Otherwise, and then you could start deploying. And then the amount of manipulation you could do if, one, you limit supply hitting the market. So while the printing exists, the supply doesn't because you hold it back. And then you have extra money to deploy to manipulate a secondary market that has no inventory. That is an infinity money glitch. Now, it's really hard to dump positions at that scale, but you're talking funds. So funds means you're locking up liquidity.
And too many years of that going on, like take it to the extreme. Say that Warren Buffett decided, say that Elon Musk decided, I'm going to buy every Pokemon card ever. I'm going to buy Troll and Toad and DA Card World and Pokemon, and I'm going to buy everything. They offer me a $5 million buyout for my allocation into a absolutely. So take KetchumAllCollectibles. Sorry, PK Ponga, I'll give you a nice package on the way out. But take that to the extreme. Literally no Pokemon cards go to the like that kills the hobby eventually. I said this recently in a live stream rant, like taken to the extreme. I don't think we're there. Are we headed there? I don't know. We're not there today, but like taken to the extreme, if everyone's investing and no one's collecting and little Timmy can't get it, the whole MSRP army, like at some point that does kill Pokemon cards. So investors need collectors. Investors need underlying consumer consumption, attrition, all that stuff. Collectors don't need investors. Somehow that came up in a rant a couple of weeks ago on one of my live streams. And it's some of the calls that I've had are scary. Some of the calls are people like there's a lot of rich people that aren't rich for being super intelligent. There are some rich people, relatives, whatever that I've talked to that just like they want to do this. They want to put 10 million, 20 million a month into Pokemon. Like that's actually a thing. That's a conversation that's being had. And it's not being had in the way of buying one of your companies. It's being had in the way of literally just like paying guys like me to go buy them $1 million a month worth of Pokemon. And I've had that conversation where it's like, that's not even feasible. Theoretically, give me access to a bank account. And it's not going to go the way that people think though. And they have money. That doesn't mean they have brains sometimes in some cases.
You'll become your own competition, Dan. You'll be competing against yourself. You won't be able to source fast enough because you'll evaporate supply, and then to keep source and prices will just go up. You don't want to source secondary.
I've showed people in a call, let's go to eBay. I buy everything. Let's go to TCG Player. I buy everything. Let's go to Hills Wholesale Gaming. Let's go to Troll and Toad. Let's go to all these places. I buy everything. Okay. I spent $500,000. What do you want to do next? You want 10 million in there? I only spent $500,000. What do you want to do next?
And you bought out all the floors. So now it's only up from there.
And some people think that's like a good thing. So, that means that when we do this, it's all going to go up so much. Like, no, at some point, hobby destroying things could actually start happening. I hope it doesn't happen, but institutional money could actually destroy the hobby. The way some people think and the way some people are talking, it's kind of scary. I know I can sound alarmist and Dan's just no. If someone comes in spending $100 million a month on Pokemon, I did the math that no one's done publicly so far. 12 billion cards a year. Full MSRP is 50 cents a card. $6 billion that's MSRP. That's MSRP. Wholesale is half of MSRP. So 6 billion just went to 3 billion when we're talking about wholesale. And then 3 billion goes to 1 billion when you account for Chinese cards and Japanese cards and energy cards and blah, 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 blah. The people will do the math one way for certain things. And I need to make this video very soon now because I'm putting the whole video out there.
But it doesn't take much to manipulate unoptimized markets. And it is, but see, like I think people always there will become a liquidity issue in the future for some of this stuff. But like you said, where your gains will be made is on paper for all that stuff. So that's where like fun money gets scary, because their gains will exist on paper. Like, you can't buy entire print runs of booster boxes and then, like, imagine if somebody tried to do that. And so just the most recent block. So I won't, we won't go say Scarlet, we'll say Sword and Shield. Let's say somebody did that and they started at Sword and Shield base. You can't dump Sword and Shield base, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, Vivid Voltage booster boxes at a volume to get out of positions. Like, that can't be done. So we'll do the first 5. And then we'll go to Brilliant Stars. You can't do it. You can't dump positions and get out of it. But on paper, oh, those positions, your Rebel Clash position on paper, oh, that's one of the best performing assets. Go look at the entire TCG player sales for 6 months, and you're going to be like, holy shit, this is like 6 cases, not 6 massive buyouts of positions. Like, that's what happens with these older sets, is the liquidity dries up because the demand for this stuff dries up. You don't have to look too much farther from Surge and Sparks, which Surge and Sparks is the set when, remember, everybody cried because they couldn't get Surge and Sparks. Now people don't even want Surge and Sparks, and like, the sell-through of Surge and Sparks is so low in relative to what it was. And to move out even a position, I would call Surge and Sparks a good set. To move out of massive positions is going to be relatively hard.
Yeah.
Bull market.
Midi summed it up well. We are so early.
So early. Everything's way too cheap. Add the commas. Put your sunglasses on. We're good.
Future so bright. We gotta wear shades. And Nick, point up to your background. Nick is ready. Him and his Squirtle squads are ready.
Squirtle squad.
Their future is so bright. They're wearing shades.
People care too much. Stop caring. It's just start buying. Start buying.
That's my attitude now. I just say who cares to everything, because whatever.
And then James, the gift savant, nobody cares. Jurassic Park. Nobody cares. Let's see. UAP. Will NBA grow in popularity? Mike Baker authentication. So for those not in the know, this is the grading of the grade. If you're familiar with coins, maybe it's the CAC sticker equivalent, certified, whatever that alphabet soup stands for. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on NBA stickers? Do you think they have a place? I go the same way as booster box grading. For me, I'm not the guy paying the premium, but if it's an avenue where I can take more money out of the hobby, I'm all for it. Put a sticker on it, put it in another slab, put it on another sticker. Sorry, Earth, but I've got money to make.
If Ryan's card house stops pumping it, those things are gonna fade off into oblivion. You
come from coins, Nick. You come from coins.
In coins, I think it makes sense because you have a 70-point grading scale. The difference between MS60 and MS70 is like comparing a PSA 9 to a 10. You have 10 grades in that one grade. So I think coins makes a lot more sense.
That's an argument that it makes less sense because they already have 10 points of refinement between the 9 and the 10. So why do you need an MS63 CAC sticker? Because an MS63 is already like a 9.3. I feel like
there's more room for error because there's so many more grades. Whereas PSA, it's a 9 or it's a 10. I think it's so dumb. I hate it.
The fact that it sounds so dumb is why I think it'll be. I think it's so dumb. That's why I think probably the more dumb I think something is, it's going to happen. So it's. I don't even want to be a consumer or sell that because that's just I don't like grading
an onyx label, a gold label, a platinum label, whatever you can put on this that tells me that someone graded the grade. This baby is minty. This is onyx, platinum, crystal, certified 5-star PSA 10, and this should be worth $10,000, not only $3,500 for sure.
Next question.
I'm all in.
Grading is dumb, and this is even dumber. So
Yes, which is why it's so popular, right? Like,
I love it. I love it. And honestly, it's going to be consistently inconsistent, just like the underlying grading is. But if you have a stickered PSA 10, it's not guaranteed to be a cleaner 10, but it's more likely to. So I memes aside, I kind of understand the underlying appeal. I just think the hobby has generally lost its minds. And Big Brother coins that is decades older, hundreds of years, thousands of years older, realistically, if you talk about ancient coins and everything. But coin grading is decades older. And it has not only, like, it's taken hold. CAC is a thing. MBA will be a thing. I'm not going to guarantee it. But MBA will be a thing, or some equivalent. Maybe it'll be XYZ, some new company. There will be a thing like that in 10, 20 years. I am more certain of that than I'm certain that boxes will eventually go under MSRP again. There's money to be made there. It will be a thing. Rich people have too much money, and they don't just need a black label. They need an Onyx stickered black label,
like,
whatever they are.
So, like, if it gets popular enough, why doesn't someone like PSA just say, okay, we grade it, and then we internally have another party also grade that, and then they just capitalize on both?
That's why it's so brilliant. PSA can't do that. PSA can never create an internal standard that's higher than the PSA 10. PSA is a participation trophy. I say that as a meme sometimes to kind of poke the bear, to rile people up, but it's true. They have the easiest grading scale to get the highest grade. If they ever created a premium 10, they are spitting in the face of 100 million plus collectibles that they've already certified. They cannot ever do it.
Well,
Their
yeah, I
hands are
mean, it
tied.
doesn't have to be PSA, right? Just whatever, CGC or something, they just partner with another company or acquire them, and then they offer an added level where you get like double grade, and then they would just...
That's what Mike Baker is. That's what Mike Baker is.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know
He's
anything
brilliant.
about it, but it's so silly.
It's a separate company that you send your card to, and he either puts a sticker on or he doesn't. There's like multiple levels of sticker. Actually, I recently sent some vintage cards to PWCC Fanatics. They got the eye appeal designation, so Fanatics doesn't put a sticker on it. But I have a PSA 9 Gold Star Pikachu there that sold last Sunday. It was a top 30% eye appeal, whatever, and it's like, thank you for being a salesman on my card. Thank you for giving it that additional layer, like And PK, you're muted.
30%. There's no way they've seen all the cards. How you just arbitrary just pulling that out your ass.
No.
Just like, oh, this is out of all the cards that exist. This is top 30%. It's like, how many cards have you seen in your life? They're like,
I love it so much. I love it so much. Like pop 100 card. They'll give a card a top 10%. How many of the 100 did you see? Oh, this is the only one you saw, and you're giving it a top 10%. The whole thing is silly.
Give me an MBA grade on a freaking Burger Chew. That's what I want. Just give me that, and I'll buy it. If somebody could find that card, I'll buy it. Just because that would be the dumbest. That would be impossible. Impossible.
The thing is, like,
that.
It's really, really dumb, as is all grading if you think too hard about it. So I'm bullish. I'm optimistic. Grade sleeves, grade booster boxes, grade playmats, grade the pencils that come in the collector chest tins, grade my my pieces of paper that I get. Everyone's written on, so I can't show them. But grade my pieces of paper that come in the collector chest tins.
Give me an
all
old
that
blue
stuff.
label CGC slab. I'll grade the centering of your number grade on your slab. I'll do that. I'll give you center grade.
All of it.
all OC.
Yeah, I love that though. It is a thing, and it will continue to be more of a thing in the future. I am extremely high levels of certainty. UAP says, with a lot of high end being flushed out after the golden auctions, do you think we'll see a change in the hierarchy of the grails in the hobby? Obscure cards growing in popularity. I don't know if it will happen now, but I think someday. I think someday in the future, and some of it's happening right now. I think rarity and
is
age
it 2022
stuff,
or wait, or is it 2020 or is it 2019 or is it 2018 or is it 2017? I'm pretty sure you could just have this conversation every single year for the last decade.
But like vintage right now is booming. At some point it will go too high. At some point it will fall again. It will stagnate for some amount of time. But I think over the long run, remember how much crap Scott used to get for the older, rarer, minter better? I think every hobby has shown that that's where the upper echelon of collectibles reside, the upper dollar value. I think that will pan out over decades to come. It'll go through ebbs and flows, and the modern gang will have all their whatever. But I think the true titans of the hobby will be the more historic, the older, the rarer, the minter will be the better cards, financially speaking. But that said, I don't heavily speculate or invest in that type of stuff. I more do business. I arbitrage in the newer minter is still there, but I arbitrage in like the worst stuff because that's where more money is today.
Yeah,
but I made a speculative buy on the
easier
trophies
concentration
recently.
of money though. Easier concentration of money in vinter older stuff because you're going to have higher dollar amounts. If you needed to concentrate money, assuming you don't have 22 shells in your grandma's basement and space is an issue, you need to concentrate your money. And vintage low pop would be, you might not see the gains that you would get on like say $100 booster box, but you're going to see an easier concentration of a lot of value in a very small amount of things. And that's at a certain level. See, that's the thing, is most people aren't at that level, so they don't care about a concentration. They're just like, give me Charizard UPCs, give me all the air. But at a level, you need to concentrate your money, otherwise it just becomes ridiculous.
I think he's asking though, do you think you'll see a switch in like the Illustrator being number one?
I think
I don't think so.
In 20 years, I don't think the Illustrator will be number one.
97 Pika, baby.
I could be wrong. I'm very open to being wrong.
It would be really hard to take that off the top. I think if we ever see another 10 hit the market, I think it will decimate that card.
When we see another 10, not if. When.
Yeah.
When, yeah. I mean, isn't that the whole thing, that the tag? So, and this is going by what Zach said. Zach's one of the few people I know that's seen the most. Would you say that Zach has seen the most Illustrator Pikas of any person that's alive?
Probably after Akabane or PK Ono or whoever.
Maybe one, maybe two. So I take Zach's word as gospel on this. He says the tag 10 is cleaner. Is tag around in 20 years from now? I'm leaning towards no. So is that the optimized slab? No, it's not the optimized slab. So PSA is, so it could go the PSA in the future. And that's according to Zach. So
yeah.
Barry Lake.
I think you folks underestimate the stupidity of the public at large. Yeah. What's the saying? Think about how dumb the average or the median person is in the country and the world, and then realize that half the people are dumber than that. Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't think we're all smart either. I think a lot of us are just very lucky too.
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of millionaire dummies, myself included, to some extent. I mean, it's crazy what you can do in this hobby and make money. It is nuts. We are booming. Never punished. # never punished.
Isn't it crazy that slogan came out 6 years ago and it's rings truer today than it did 6 years ago?
Yeah,
it does.
If you look really hard, if you squint closely, you could have been punished. The trophies that I just bought in Golden recently, those are down 50% from 5 years ago. So some people were getting punished. Imagine in the last 5 years, all that's happened, all the prices, most people wouldn't be able to imagine because they haven't been here 5 years. But imagine though, for those who've been here 5 years, imagine having lost 50% of your money. I recently bought a PSA 10 Burn Tower for 50% of what I sold them for 5 years ago. You could buy a PSA 9 Base Unlimited Charizard for 60-70% lower than I sold them 4 or 5 years ago. Some people were punished, but not many relative to how many people are out there.
I'm leaning towards the buyer of those cards weren't really that punished.
They're fine. Most of them are gonna be fine. I
think they'll be okay.
I don't need to relive some of the conversations I have back in 2020, 2021 to my buyers, but let's see.
Even some of the more bullish conversations I heard years ago, you can make the argument that we're in a more bullish scenario today than even those more bullish conversations we're having back then. Like,
Oh
50
yeah,
or so?
I'm more bullish today than 5 years ago when I quit my job. So many things about this boom are so much more real. But you do need to realize though that like there will be things that people are buying today that they're down 50% on in 5 years. The same way there 5 years ago, there are things down 50% today. I guarantee. I don't know what. I can't tell you everything. I guarantee. G word, Dan off the fence, guaranteeing. There are things selling in the Pokemon hobby today that will be down 50%. Maybe it's obscure mid-era pop, low pop, whatever one-off sale. It might not be many things, but there will be things just like there were today from 5 years ago. Don't buy those things. What are those things? I have an idea, but I had an idea 5 years ago, and I wouldn't have guessed the trophies. I sold them. I was a seller of the trophies 5 years ago. I would not have guessed they would have dropped 50%. Would I have been surprised that they were flat? Would I have been surprised they dropped 20, 30%? Not at all. But with how high everything is today, them being down 50% kind of shocked me, which is why I bought them. And 5 years from now, they might be down 50% again. I really don't know. We got a gamer in here. Anyone playing Resident Evil 9 this weekend?
Can't say I am.
Nope.
No time.
I
No time.
We're booming. I talk about RuneScape quite a bit. I still watch some RuneScape content. I have not logged in months and months because like anytime I go to play, I feel guilty. It's like I could make $300 an hour right now clicking some buttons on my computer, and I'm playing a 30-year-old medieval point and click simulator game. It's like I can't justify it. If I'm not working, I'm with my family. That is time well spent. But playing video games is not plus EV right now in this market. We game in the down markets, which will return someday. I will return to Gillinor. I will return to RuneScape at some point, but not right now.
Nick, how's everything been with you? I haven't really got to talk to you in a while. How's Thrifty coming on? Everything working out?
It's been going really good. It's been
Are
nice.
you up to 7 days a week yet?
What? Oh yeah, we've been doing that. It's been nice having some nights off to actually sort stuff, price stuff, all that good stuff, than just streaming nonstop. Still, like Dan just said, don't take actual time off.
You can't.
But it has been working out really good. And then I was
Walrus streaming at all?
Ago, and so she was able to cover my streams. That was really nice.
Walrus streaming or not Walrus, just Thrifty?
No, he'll never stream. He'll never stream.
I thought he did
once a year, right?
He'll do. Yeah, he did one in January. He'll do one again in August. You'll see pop-up streams from him, but consistent, he never will.
You
Any
gonna
expansion
grow the team,
coming
or you
anytime
happy?
soon?
Yeah, there you go.
Same question.
No, not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. I can't see it.
Do you think you could do the remote like we're doing with Dan, or do you think you would have?
No, I'd never want to do that. That's all on me. I even like when I did Troll and Toad, I hated that because you're just looking at spreadsheets, which is what Dan loves to do. I need to have everything in front of me. I need to actually physically have all the inventory to know what I have, what I need, all that stuff.
What about like the Spat, Grimer, Bierski model? Obviously, I have two models going on. PK, Ponga primarily sell my stuff. Spat, Grimer, Bierski sell their own stuff on my eBay. Since you're on eBay, since you have the restricted platform, would you ever take anybody else under that that did their own thing under your name, or do you not want to expand the name in that way?
I don't think I'd want to do that either. Because like I wouldn't want to give up a nighttime stream. So okay, some random person can stream during daytime. Once daytimes become viable, then I'm gonna want to expand to daytime. So it's like I would just bring them on here. You can stream on the shitty hours, But then once you build up a following and it starts to go well, I'm going to take over.
Isn't the platform big enough where you could dual stream though? I mean, you would be under the same
I don't
name,
think so.
but I feel like eBay.
Daytime is viable. If you build it, they will come. You will find out soon enough. Daytime is viable. PK opened my eyes to the viability of daytime on Fanatics.
We had some
your eyes
conversations.
will be open soon to the viability of daytime streams on eBay Live. So stay tuned.
I'm ready. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to see it.
I mean, you're not gonna be the first mover though, so you're gonna be. There's other people that are already there, but stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Is Pete Football Pete 24 hours a day now? I see him on all the time.
They're basically,
yeah.
Which that whole thing is, I don't know. I don't like it. Them combining with going twice it's so gross. He obviously did so good. Pete or whoever owns them now did so
Scott
good.
Wolf.
But they're such scummy sellers. That record breaks thing. Oh my god. That is the whoever said where did everyone go?
Put him on this pedestal.
I don't want to be in the clip. I don't want to be in the clip.
Oh
yeah, I don't want to be in the clip.
That record breaks thing up is literally Sean Bassick Jr., the literal scum of the hobby. Those things it's such garbage.
The way they hype that up is the most ridiculous thing in the world, too. I don't know how they get away with it, but that's just
people love them too.
It's the bottom of the barrel items.
I actually will say, I'll be right back in 1 second. I'm a big fan of Guinness book.
Oh god!
Please tell me you don't own those. Dan tried the Hawk, somebody's mystery product once to me and Ponga. I won't say the name. Me and Ponga, we said we'll quit.
I'm a collector of many things, coins and video games and beer steins, and going all the way back to 2000. Did anyone have these in their library when they were younger? Yeah. I know I have 2024.
Yeah.
I used to go to the library and I didn't want to read real books. I wanted to go read records. And so like the Guinness books are actually very nostalgic to me. Does that mean that I like the product that was put out? No. But I just wanted to share that I have hardcover from 2001 to 2026. It's one of those presents that my mom gets me every year for Christmas. I look at them. I look at them with my kids. We enjoy them. Like I probably look at them the day that I get them and I don't look at them again. But So I have a little like nostalgic tie to Guinness World Records, but yeah, that product sucks. Obviously,
I used to get those books for Christmas every year. They were so cool to read through. I haven't looked at one of those in so long.
I usually it's the day that I get them. Usually Christmas Day, I'll flip through the one that I got, and maybe sometimes I'll go back and I'll flip through. But I remember the first one I had was 98, and I can picture the covers of a lot of them. 98 to 2000, I had the 98 to 99, I had the paperback, and then 2000 was the first year. Really cool, shiny, like they all look really cool. And then, but yeah, my 98, I still have it somewhere, the paperback one. My dog like chewed it up and ripped the cover off it. But 98, 99, I have paperback, and then 2000 to current, I have all the hardcover. Terrible EV gifts and purchases. I don't know what they even cost, but $30 looks like.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably like $30 too.
But it's just like it's something that my mom has always done for me, and yeah, it's a cool nostalgic gift that I continue to get.
I like that. That's a cool yearly gift.
I'd much rather get that. If she, hey, here's your Guinness Book 2027, and I found this thing on eBay Live. Actually, I bought you a nice mystery slab Guinness Book. If I ever got that, I'd be like, Mom, we need to have a talk. You need to return that chargeback. Like,
Chargeback.
Getting me the books, but please never the slab. Please never the slab.
Dan's the chargeback buyer, huh? You're that person. I got you.
I think I've only ever charged back like twice in my life, and I've had credit cards since I was 16, going on 20 years now. I've only ever charged back a couple times in my life, and it was very deserved, and I definitely not something to abuse. Getode says, as my daughter is now in grade school and having to go to birthday parties and stuff, explaining cards to people has been interesting. Have you had any interesting experiences explaining your job? I think this is one we can all probably relate to some extent. So say you're at the family picnic, the barbecue, whatever, and it's, oh, hey, like, how's it going? What are you up to these days? What do you do? What do you do for work? How do you guys answer that question?
I haven't figured it out. You guys let me know. I still can't figure it out.
I'm in the lucky situation where I just say my normal 9-to-5 job for now. So I don't even mention the Pokemon stuff because I was actually getting a haircut yesterday and someone brought up the Pokemon stuff and people are just like, Pokemon? What is that? Like, I don't even. It's not. We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah. I still get it occasionally, and I've talked to my parents. Like I have a really good relationship with my parents, and my dad. Around the time that I quit my job, he got some people that were like, "Oh, like sorry to hear that your former engineer's son is now selling Pokemon cards." And I tell my dad, growing up, I always loved math and I love numbers, and he was always very transparent with me, the family finances. He knows how well I'm doing now, and I always tell him like, "Hey, my YouTube channel, I'm very out in the open with everything." So it's like you handle that interaction, Dad, whatever way you want to. And I think his way has been like he's making multiples of what he used to make as an engineer. So like I'm proud of him and everything's good. But yeah, the way that I've always handled it at like a birthday party, go to a handful of those a year for both kids, is hey, you remember Pokemon cards? Usually the parent is somewhere around my age, and it's like, you remember those Pokemon cards? Oh yeah, my kid loves them, or this, that, or we're at a Pokemon themed birthday maybe. It's like I sell trading cards. I sell Pokemon cards. I'm a Pokemon card dealer. And sometimes it's like, oh, that's interesting, and maybe you get an eye roll, and I don't like offer anything further if they don't inquire, but usually they inquire. Usually they're pretty interested, and they might reminisce about, oh, a binder, and I had 10 first edition Charizards, and this, that, and the other thing, and it's like, what's the most expensive card you ever sold? And that's where the conversations start getting a little bit like little scary. I usually try to not drop the name of my operation so that they go home and they start watching videos and tuning into the live streams and, oh, $1,000 instant rip, $1,000 instant rip, $30,000 worth of giveaways. I would rather people not in my real life find out everything, but inevitably some of them will. And but yeah, I no shame, no hiding. I just I start with, I sell Pokemon cards and I take it as far as they want to go. Sometimes it ends up with me talking about CGC and PSA and BGS and live streams. And sometimes I do pull out Whatnot or Fanatics or eBay Live, and I kind of show them like what the whole thing is. Very case by case, depending on who I'm talking to and the situation I'm talking to them. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I've never gotten the oh, sorry. You for the most part usually, oh, that's cool. I remember having a binder as a kid. Didn't know they were worth anything, and then get into they actually are worth stuff. But yeah, normally it's pretty normal interactions. It's funny now with the illustrator. So first it was the Evolutions box short. I had a bunch of like high school and college friends that I hadn't talked to in years share that YouTube short with me, which that was wild. And then lately it's been the like all the news about the illustrator that sold the PSA 10. People sending that to me, and oh my god, Pokemon's worth that much. But yeah, no, it is kind of cool. I like it.
There's a timely question from Kiki. So multiple high school friends, relatives, whatever. Hey, did you hear about the so that's happened multiple times already. And BB in Discord, shout out to BB. He said his wife sent him a screenshot. Why is Dan in my Facebook ads? So for tomorrow, the $30,000 giveaway, I had a couple high school friends reach out to me. Hey, I was scrolling Instagram. Hey, I was scrolling Facebook, and I saw you talking about some $30,000 giveaway. So I've had that happen multiple times in the past couple of weeks with Fanatics and with the Illustrator. So
is that the one with you or with me and Ponga in it too?
The main one that they did, I think, is the one of all three of us. The one that I posted first. Yeah, there's 3 variants. The one that has only me is they forgot to do the side logos on the Team Up and the Evolving Skies booster box, and basically they had already scheduled the ads and there was no time to go back and edit it. But yeah, there's one that's me, there's one that's PK, and then there's one that's like all 3 of us. I think the one they pushed the widest, I could be wrong, but I think the one they pushed the widest is all 3 of us.
That's the one I've been seeing the most of.
I haven't come across it at all.
Really?
That shows you how much I'm on social media.
I play a couple different random apps. I play Pokemon Go, but I play like it's called Pitch. It's a card game. It's kind of like Hearts or Spades, but it's a little bit different. Anyways, I play Pitch on my phone. I play a couple hands before bed. And in the middle of my Pitch, I get 2 different main ads. One of them's Fanatics, and then one of them is like PACKZ. I think it is PAX. It's like Courtyard, Arena Club, Instant Rips. It's just like a different iteration of that. But like in some random free app, I'm getting lots of Fanatics ads. So I'm cannibalizing some of their ad spend on somebody that it's not well spent on. But it's always funny to see.
I did a YouTube ad for Instagram ad for the first time. I tested it out one time for $1.99, but I did this one for Pokemon Day. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what Fanatics spent on it, but clearly they did too. Facebook and random Google ads, because those ones that go to the random apps in the Play Store, that's just like that's not Instagram, that's not Facebook, that's like a Google thing. They push them far and wide.
The questions that their support must get are crazy. Like I've seen some crazy questions and I push them to support. I can't even imagine like some of the questions they get. It's got to be ridiculous.
Yeah. If you tune in tomorrow, be patient with our chat. We will be doing our best to sift through all the messages. We will be doing our best to engage with the live chat. But when you have 50 regulars in there, the chat is what you're used to and whatever. But like, there might be 1,000 people. There might be 2,000, 3,000 people. There might be 500 people. Like, the chat is going to be, how do I get money? Give me my $30,000. How do I?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a little bit yikes. But that's the whole thing about pushing things to a broader audience, but my buddy, my high school buddy, he's like, oh, I signed up with your affiliate link. I signed up with the thing, and I sent it to a couple of my buddies that I work with that play Pokemon Go and buy some Pokemon cards. And so I know that it's definitely being pushed wider than we've ever pushed one before.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like the push streams are really good for the platform to get new followers, but they're I hate doing those push streams because you get so many just random people who have no idea what they're tuning into. And the chat is just so toxic sometimes.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's guaranteed to be toxic.
The G word, yes.
Do you guys get random like the most like heinous comments on there sometimes?
Luckily,
just
not.
like people like.
eBay's a lot bigger than Fanatics, so eBay, it kind of makes sense that you'd get a little bit more like off the wall wild things. People trying to buy random T-shirts or whatever on eBay, random household crap, and then they click the wrong button, they end up in an old school live stream. Like I can only imagine some of the comments you probably get.
Yeah, so some of the late night comments are just wild.
Interesting. That's a good question.
Since we started, I'll take that in a second. But since we started doing both the landscape and the portrait mode for the YouTube lives, I've noticed disproportionately you get more of those random off the wall comments from the mobile. So more people that are on their phone, sitting on the toilet, whatever, scrolling through, they know like what the hell is going on here? Like some random off the wall comments disproportionately coming from the mobile viewers. Is what it is. Part of the thing. When is Fanatics going to implement viewer mods?
No clue.
I don't know. We will have.
I was gonna say, like, I don't
on-site-
think it's like really needed at the current state. Like, it's not that hard for us to manage the chat. While, like, I read every chat, right? And like, if anything got too far, like, you either ask the person to settle down a little bit because sometimes things go a little crazy, but for the most part, people are pretty respectful, and it's very rare that you get like a random person come in that's like super, super toxic. Obviously, with the big streams, I think that would be a lot easier, but I also feel like one of us, like if PK is doing a mega stream and PK is like, hey, we're getting 20 people here just spamming, like one of us will be able to take care of it probably, or one of our people from Fanatics is probably going to be handling it, watching or something like that. But I do think having some mods and viewership would be nice, especially like if the platform keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we will have people behind the scenes off camera tomorrow taking care of whatever they need to take care of. Hopefully it will be clean, but I'm sure there will be some messy parts of it. We're going to be wrapping up in the next few minutes because we are at 3:45 already. Herblore wants to know at what percent would you buy 500 boxes of early Sword Shield sets in a single transaction? There's no like reasonable number. I mean, a $400 box times 500, that's a lot of money. That's how many zeros am I counting? That's $200,000 if my math is serving me correctly here. So I'm not gonna buy 50%. I would find people to come in with me, and I would try to take like 50 grand worth at 50%, but not reasonable hypothetical to even entertain. I don't think.
Good luck moving those, Dan. After you buy them, you're gonna have an uphill. I mean, it's gonna be like, how much Pokemon Go can I sell you? And you're like,
I recently bought a Sword Shield case at like 75%. I bought a Sun and Moon base case. I can't do a break of those on stream. I can't, like, those just have to be sold to an end collector. It's gonna be hard to get the total value on that. But there's a number. But 500, that quantity, I would have to go in so many ways, split with so many people. It's not even practical.
Just not a good use of funds unless you could buy it 50% and flip it at 60% or something. Like,
exactly.
That's exactly what I'd be trying to do. It's like, hey Nick, how many Rebel Clash cases do you want at 60% of market?
0.
Nick would probably say 2, and Rusty would probably say 1, and maybe
I'd probably buy one too, right? But like,
I mean, if it was 50% market, maybe that would be the way to go. But
and then we'd all send them to DC Sports the same week, and there'd be 50 on auction at DC Sports.
Yeah,
and we'd all get destroyed.
we all get wrecked equally.
Market would take overnight 75%, and we'd lose half our money on that.
Yeah,
That would actually be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Zara Looking says, seeing how big One Piece and Dragon Ball is getting, do you think those IPs can stand on their own long term? And can you guys see yourselves selling or investing in those products? Not me personally. I do speculate, and I buy my allocation and I sell into the market for One Piece because it's there. I did pre-order some Dragon Ball something or other. I don't even know what the hell I ordered for the fall because of the asymmetric upside. I can only lose all my money, and hell, I might 10x my money. So who the hell cares? But as far as going deeper than that, no. I've tried watching the animes, or at least Dragon Ball I did. It's just not for me.
No, neither. Yeah,
And
I don't interact with
I mean, I hope it works good because I think that means we'll be booming. But yeah, not for me. I got too much in Pokemon.
That's like my opinion too. It's like I've been burned so many times in Bandai that like I skipped on One Piece, and it was like, well, of course the one I don't buy in on is the one that
You
goes
got burned
crazy,
the other
but
way.
Also, like Dragon Ball, like how many times has it boomed and then failed eventually? Like there's so many iterations of different Dragon Ball games, and I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, but it's like I feel like anything could boom in this market to some extent, and people are just looking for the next big thing. And then when things do settle down, like I'd rather be more focused on things that I'm more knowledgeable about, like Pokemon, because you could spend endless amounts of money and time in Pokemon as it is. So why spread yourself too thin?
Parker asked a while ago, I just missed this one, but what works best for CGC fanatics? I don't like to say directly what you should send just in case somebody gets wrecked on something. It's like the comps are public. Go scan some of the comps, know what you're paying for the cards, do your due diligence. I'm biased. I make money when you send, so I don't want to say, oh, send XYZ. Part of it, too, is like Fanatics is smaller than eBay, so we're all each other's competition. As more people get into the CGC Fanatics, we're competing with each other to some extent. So if I suggest XYZ niche play that one of my consigners is doing, I'm cannibalizing their play, or I'm cannibalizing my own play. So I never give direct advice on what you should send. But a lot of people are sending very diverse things, and a lot of people continue to send. So they're doing well per their own metrics, and they continue to send, and I'm sending hundreds every week. So that's
for your
all I'll say
CGC
there.
fanatics. Am I up there with one of the people that have sent just volume wise? Am I the most?
I'd have to look. You're in the top 5 for sure. Top 3 probably. Number 1, I'd have to look to verify.
Right? I know it's a
I guess-
lot of volume. It's not high price, but a lot of volume, like amount of cards.
You degen some volume, yes. You're definitely up there for volume. I'm the winner. I've been doing it the longest too. To be fair, like I if you count me, I'm definitely the number 1. But you're top 3 for sure, counting me. There's only one other person I can think of quantity wise that would be in that vicinity. So you're definitely up there. I think this is going to be the one we use to end it. So most shameful play you've ever made money on in the hobby. Like you felt like you had to take a shower afterwards. That's an interesting one.
Shower.
All of it. It's to some extent, it's all kind of crazy. One Piece we were just talking about, so I'll use that one because it's right there. I got an allocation because it was there. It was at my distro. I feel like the Pokemon feels more earned. The Pokemon, I'm a fan. It feels more true and real. And I had distro. I was buying $82 boxes from GTS and Mad Al when I could have bought $79.99 boxes on eBay. So I was paying more for the whole distro thing 12 years ago. So I feel like that is earned. One Piece, I clicked a couple buttons. I talked to my rep. I said, give me the loofah, and I'll I need to use the loofah in the shower to scrub myself clean of all the lunacy that this hobby is. Like the amounts of tens of thousands of dollars. I feel some amount of shame having made that money. It does not feel earned whatsoever, but it's there. It's an advantage that I have, so I lean into it, and I just scrub myself a little harder in the shower each night.
I'd say like the only one that would like be anywhere close to like shameful, which I don't even think it's that crazy. It's just taking advantage of a platform, would be back in like 2020. You used to be able to buy from certain stores or places that would get you product like the Monday of release week, and then you'd be able to sell it on like StockX. And as long as you listed it the Thursday or Friday from the week before, you have 2 business days to ship it. So you had till Tuesday or Wednesday sometimes to actually ship the item. And for whatever reason, like Thursday and Friday, the market price and what boxes would sell for would be like 2 to 3x what the box is going for, and people would buy it. So I would just list it, get it in, and then just ship it. But it wasn't like doing anything shady, right? It's just listing it for what the low list is on the platform, and people are buying it for whatever reason. So
the only one I could think of is like back in the day, going to like yard sales and flea markets and buying cards for $1 that were worth like $10.
Robbing people blind.
I don't know. I feel like I'm very very wholesome nowadays.
What about you, PK?
No spills will be no plays will be spilled.
I was gonna say that the shameful play might be in
Nope.
in current play. So
No plays will be spilled.
and I say it mostly as a meme. But to some extent, like and this is actually feedback that I've gotten. Dan, you talk so negatively on grading. Dan, you talk, and I actually had this conversation with like Oyama a bit. He made similar videos, and he generally doesn't agree with the premiums that are put on third-party graded cards. I don't have to agree with it to sell it. I don't have to agree with it to make money in it. And some people get really mad about that. Oh, Dan, you're selling these things that you think the people buying are Timmy's and they're going to lose money. No, I have no clue. When I sold $500 first edition EVs, if I had to bet one way or the other, I thought within days or weeks, I thought those people were going to lose money. They doubled their money. When I sold $1,000 Umbreon PSA 10s, I thought those people were going to lose money. They tripled their money and then some. So it's like, I have no clue what's going to happen. I have ideas. Sometimes my ideas are right. I think more times than not, they're right. But sometimes they're really, really wrong. So I feel in the whole actually having to take a shower, and I don't feel yucky selling One Piece. It's an item that I buy from a business that I've had a 12-year relationship with, that I pay what they're asking, and I sell it to what the market pay. I auction it through DC Sports. So I actually don't feel gross about any of it. But in some regards, like it all kind of is silly and ridiculous and shameful in a way, if that makes sense. Great question though, to end the stream. I
like it. I love it.
Oh, that's a funny one. I guess if you guys want to do any final last minute pump, if we didn't do enough, I'm just gonna say tomorrow, link in the description, $30,000. Be there. Mega stream on Saturday, PK, 6:30 p.m. $100,000 cards and slabs and singles and sealed, auctioned at $1. So tap in tomorrow and Saturday. What about you, Nick?
Literally like a terrible decision if you're not there. Like the upside, like you don't have to buy anything. I say it all the time. You don't have to buy anything. Just be there.
Click a button. No purchase necessary. You could consign this with Z&G, consign this with me. You could sell this to me. I will buy this back from you for 85 or 90% of card ladder on Monday morning. Or sell to someone who will pay more. $9,000-$10,000 you can get for clicking a button tomorrow. Come click the button.
If you're like 1 in the 1,000, 2,000 people that win it.
1 in 1,000 odds at a $10,000 card.
No way there's that many people. That would be a record.
Where can you get 1 in 1,000
odds? You guys are with the amount of advertising they've been doing.
Can you go?
You guys are
I don't want to see that shit anymore on my feed. Like, respectfully, I love
Thrifty, click the button.
The funny thing is, Thrifty's going to be there clicking the button. I guarantee it.
It was amazing.
Thrifty's just trying to, She wants it only to be 50 people.
I love you.
You guys are easily going to have thousands of people in there. 100%.
We're going to break it if we do, but...
You want me to do the dilemma here? Technically, you could win 1 giveaway in our stream. So do you enter the early giveaways and try to get a team-up pack? Or do you try to save it all for the Latias? The world may never know.
I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'll be live on my YouTube tonight, 8:30 or 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are not following me, hit me a follow button. And I am live on Fanatics 17 times a week, Monday through Friday, 3 times a week, and then Saturday twice a day. The only day I don't stream is on Sunday. So if you guys ever want to continue this conversation, hop into any of my live streams.
I love to hear that you're live tonight, because that means the 30K stream is getting one final.
That's the only reason I'm doing it.
I love it. I love it.
I'm gonna go on a rant talking about XL being purchased by Pokemon because I haven't talked about it yet.
Thanks, Nick, for allowing us to commandeer our combined Pokeflipz platform to perma pump Pokemon Day. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Nick.
And thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone being here for the long hashtag ad. We will see you all tomorrow. Have a good day.
Bye.